Supercoach tabs on my phone at dawn, scrolling through the carnage, what went wrong? Grammar soul is steady, rookies on the rise, mid-prices tempting me, danger in disguise. Big J calling from the couch, mate, check your side. Joe bragging about a loophole, riding that tide, we're trading in our hopes like stocks on a screen, chasing that price rise, living the dream. We're the center bounds crew, hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through. From goals and behinds to the last upgrade, greatest game in the world, that's how we're made. From a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues, every week we're breaking the rules. They fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do. We're the center bounds crew. Oh, yeah. Got duds on the park, can't win a hard ball, need a downgrade target, answer that call. Possessions piling up, my captain's on fire. Vice loop lightning, sparks through the wire. Trade plan scribbled on the back of a bill. One more sideways move, I swear I'll sit still. But the siren hits Friday, logic is gone. Mate, just push and go on. Who you backing in? Who you backing in? Who you backing in? Yeah. Who you letting go? One more risky move, then we steal the show. We're the center bounds crew. Hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through. From goals and behinds to the last upgrade, greatest game in the world, that's how we're made. From a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues, every week we're breaking the rules. They fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do. We're the center bounds crew. We're the center bounds crew. Oh yeah, the center bounds crew. The center bounds crew. The center bounds crew.
How's it going, everyone? It is Supercoach live, heading, I guess kind of not heading in, but just after round 6. Tell you what, there was more heartache than good things happening. I mean, North Melbourne got a win. Essendon almost got a win. And then Zach Alinsky was named late on Sunday. And if you weren't watching your phone, you got like a 30 as a captain. Unlucky. How's it going, Joe, mate?
Mate, I don't even know. I don't know who Zach Alinsky is. You keep saying his name, Zach Alinsky, every week, and I have no idea who you're talking about because every time I type in Zach Alinsky in the game, no guy pops up.
It's Canelio all over again, Joe. These people with different names. I tell you what can you do? The AFL's gone multicultural, and Big J can't pronounce anyone. So there you go.
Zaka Stelsky, bro. Just look at the name. Let me just share screen. I don't like it when it's just my face on the screen. I need a share screen. That's just normal. It's normal when there's a screen share. Zane Zacko, not Kako, it's Zacko. Zacko
Linsky.
We're going wacko for Zacko, and Zacko made everyone go wacko because the guy comes in as a late in, and then surprise, motherfuckers, your Nick Dacos VC just went down the drain.
Zach Butters 154 that you were so happy to have playing this week. A couple of other stinky scores that people got. Joe, I know I did myself. You dodged Bontempelli. You dodged Callahan. You dodged Naziah. The only stinky score you really got in the midfield is bloody Tanner Bruin. I mean, you even got 99 from Cook covering Noah Anderson this week. What's going on?
Actually, no. Let me undo my changes.
Oh, you changed it, you cheeky bugger. You changed it. I'm so excited. Like, Joe survives. No. He goes and changes it, makes it look good, everybody.
No, I got freaking, never go rookie roulette with this guy. This guy stays far away from roulette tables. Grill 66. Nah, let's field Sarong and Jacques with 48 and 34. Jagger Smith 64. You know what? Yeah, sure. I took the Jagger Smith 64, and guess what? I missed out on the Cook 99. Who do I field instead? This Muppet Philippou. He puts the poo and poo. So I'm telling you, man, the rookie roulette was not good this week, and I ended up scoring 21.58. It was bad. Held Anderson. Obviously, I had 5 injuries last week. I couldn't deal with all of them, so I ended up just trading out Zorko, holding on to Anderson. I traded in Petrarca. He gave me 105, not good enough. And I traded in Zach Bailey. He gave me 52. That is twice as bad as what Petrarca gave me. So it was a shocking week, but we move on. Shocking week. It's behind us now. We move on. The Bombers were very brave and competitive against the fraudulent Suns at home. They only won by 9 points. So, yeah, proud of the effort. Jordan Ridley goes down once again with a bloody calf again. So, are we putting a line straight through Jordan Ridley's name for his career? I don't know. I don't know how he fixed that.
Probably. Unfortunately, he's one of those perpetually injured players. I mean, the beautiful thing with your team at the moment, if it was I'm trying to think of North Melbourne player from the back line, if it was a Charlie Comben or somebody who looked really good, but then has just come up and been injured again and again and again, then I think we'd be in a little bit of trouble. But at least you guys have some depth in the back line at the moment. Basically doesn't play for a whole year, and then, hey, does it really matter? Probably not. You've still got a few good kids and stuff like that coming through. If it was him plus Blackiston plus like a Reed at the same time, then definitely you'd be in a bit of trouble. But it might be a similar time to do what Adelaide did with Tom Doty, Joe, and to say, see you later, and we'll get what we can get out of him. If we can get a first-round pick, fantastic. We'll let a Brisbane or a Sydney or somebody else maybe send him off to Port Adelaide. They need a key defender, and see what happens, and get the good old injury management team out. And
we're not getting a first-round pick for Jordan Ridley.
Someone may pay pick 21 or something for him.
As much as I love him, we're not getting a first-round pick for him. Kobe, guys, our legends. The week's been good. One day down, and 6 more to go.
Yeah, week's been okay for me. Not been too bad. Work from home on Mondays, so it's pretty good. Just more worried about my Supercoach team than anything else. Went and watched the game yesterday, which was fantastic. Went down with some family and stuff, which was cool. And then there's just been another week of even primos that I bring in just underperforming and not being the players I want. And then, feeling upset because I can't do trades I want to do this week because I brought in duds last week. So it's more a bit of compounding of that than anything else. Speaking to Joe a little bit off air before we started, and it's like, I hope I can finish my team because the cash gen is slowly drying up really quick. I mean, you've still got a couple of people, but I look at my forward line, Joe. I've got Doveston and Lombard on the bench making no money at all. And it's just sad, Like, I want to be able to make trades and do funky stuff, and I just can't this week. It's a bit disappointing.
Funky stuff. No funky stuff for you, mate.
No, I got nothing.
It's all right. Funky's kind of crazy. Yeah.
It is a banger song. There you go. My boy Sardis, Joe, what's with this Elijah Sardis rising from the dead? Crazy stuff's going on, man.
Look, the question with him was never his scoring ability. It was always his time on ground, I think, that has regularly been a problem. And even when he plays, he might get 50% CBAs and 40% time on ground or something ridiculous. But he's worked on his tank. He's worked on his ball use. The guy had 80% disposal efficiency on the weekend, which is pretty awesome. And there's no one really knocking the door down in the VFL to kick him out of the midfield. So I think scoring 100 against the Suns is a pretty great job, if I might say so myself, when you got Rowell in there and Petrarca and Tuke Miller. So I think he's done a very good job to score 100, and I think he's only just cementing himself in the team. So get around him, guys. I think it's what's the worst that can happen? He's playing against the Pies. What's the He's gonna turn up against the Pies? -49 break.
Well, the worst thing that's going to happen is he doesn't get named. Like realistically, or gets injured after giving away a free kick and ends up on like -5 points. I mean that's ultimately the worst thing that can happen. But I agree with you, Joe. If he can cement his spot in the team, after next week, he's going to do a Jacob Farrow and end up 300k pretty quickly. So yeah,
if he goes nice 85, he's made 100k
injection. Well, that's it. I don't think he's scoring a 95 though, or an 85.
No, 85. If he's got 8 as an on-baller, why not?
Okay.
All right, fine. So he goes 80. What do you want from him? So he goes 80. He makes 100k in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah. Then it's him plus a rookie to someone in like round 9. I can live with that.
100%. You can live with that. So yeah, happy to bring him in. And I don't think Anderson will be back this week, so stuff him.
No, I don't think so either.
But yeah, and then actually maybe I can loop between.
I tell you what, I'm going to start the Cooper Trembath Appreciation Club. This kid in the ruck can literally jump like almost an entire body over someone else. It is the goods. I'll tell you what,
he's very impressive. What do you reckon about Cam Zerha?
Oh, it's going to be the question of the day, isn't it, Joe? He has done it before for periods of time at North Melbourne. So there's something definitely there. I'm just a little bit worried about it being the most consistent thing. And I would hate for people to bring him in and then for it to be like, well, he's not even going to like 2 weeks in, that's it. You know what I mean? I think he got rid of you have to pay for heat maps now, which is a bit disappointing. But
okay.
Yeah, I think that's where they've all gone. Yeah, that would be my only concern. He does offer something for us in the back line in terms of like marking ability and things like that, which is, underrated, I think, especially in North Melbourne. And defensively, he's not terrible. It does open up the forward line to do something else, which is, something that we want. But yeah, it's more just if the role persists, right? I mean, we went into this season, we said Luke Parker basically playing full-time mid and then forward has now turned into the halfback gun. And he could be top 8 pretty easily. Can Cam Zerha do a similar thing? That's the question. If he was 200k, I'd say go on, like take a punt. But at like 340k, it's just a little bit too much money for me, to be honest.
You
to take a gamble.
315?
To 315 to take a gamble on a player. Like, what happens if he just gets pushed forward next week? It's like, oh, well, I brought in a guy who's maybe 40k.
Well, for me, I think it's basically season over if I don't do something different. I gotta just find ridiculous value where I can. I'm behind the 8 ball in terms of primos, with all of the sideways continuous wasting of trades and boosts to cover for injuries and suspensions. So why would you change something that worked so well? Besides, the problem is, it's not really a problem. It's a benefit. Kingy, who's obviously a big North Melbourne man, was saying that you can't have a forward line of Trembath, Curtis, and him because all 3 of them are bulls. You can't have too much of the same type. And you've tried and you played McKercher to play a bit more of a forward position. You almost swapped them. And geez, McKercher looked really good.
Yeah.
Stringing inside forward 50, breaking
having
tackles.
That running carry is really nice, yeah. The running carry.
That running carry is really good. So it's almost, the experiment to see how it looks, and it looked incredibly well. So he took 11 marks, was really strong, and quite a few of them were intercept as well. If I was to just go into, only took the 2-3 kick-ins, so it's not like he necessarily cheesed. Had 23 disposals. It's not like he stuffed the stat sheet.
No,
with them.
no, I'm not saying that that's what's happened. It's just yeah, just an interesting situation.
Look, I'm just in the position right now where I've got really nothing to lose. So
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a good player, don't do it. But I'm not a good player, especially this year.
If you're a good player, don't do it.
If you're a good player and you have a better team than I do, then don't worry about it. So, what does he have to do to make money? So at the moment, he's got a -7 break even. If this guy is going at, if the role persists, right? Even a one-legged pirate who has a cockatoo chewing his ear off whilst fighting against the Marines, but if he's playing off half back for North Melbourne, he can score 100. So he might have a million problems, but if he's playing off half back for North Melbourne, scoring Supercoach points is not one of those problems. Because I don't know what it is about the half back role at North Melbourne. Even Zach Fisher looked like a god in that role,
well,
and we know Zach Fisher is worse than a fish.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the halfback role, as you say, Joe. I think it's a lot of teams, and just halfback in general, right? I mean, is there many teams where halfbacks don't score well? Probably not. It's just a weird situation, man. It is a weird situation, I think. Halfbacks at North Melbourne are just the way that we play is we run the ball from the back line. Like a lot of clubs do at the moment, seems to be the trend. A lot of the switch kicking and stuff, a lot of clubs are doing that. And I noticed that on the weekend too. We were 100% running around and actually just actively throwing the ball back into the back line and then switch kicking it. So, yeah, it's might be a brand new world for North Melbourne fans this year, and ride the wave, I guess. And, you know, if it's Cam Zerha playing backline, well, that's it, I suppose.
Muzzy, guys, need some help. Josh Dacos isn't going that well the last 2 weeks. What should I do? Hold on to him.
Yeah,
he's not injured.
My thing with players like him, and I think Houston is a little bit different because it's a bit too late now. But you kind of just have to take it on the chin and say, well, that's it. Like that's it. You know,
as long as he. Let's have a look.
Sorry if I'm a bit out of it. I'm changing over the outro video. So
it's very
beautiful people. Beautiful people that have subscribed.
All of a sudden. The week before, he scored 95 the week before Maz.
Yeah, but the thing with Dacos, and Dacos and Houston a little bit too, they're somewhat interchangeable. Crisp and Howe, Darcy Moore when he's back there, Quaynor and some other players, they very occasionally will be the ones that will get used with the transition ball. And because they only really transition once. If you're not chosen to be the transition player or not there, you just don't see the ball. So Collingwood defenders, I don't think there's been a good Collingwood defender for a long time, to be honest. I mean, we're not picking Darcy Moore in Supercoach.
No. Patrick Rechko thoughts. Well, he was in our pre-season teams, wasn't he? Rechko?
Yeah, there's something that I brought up in my review yesterday. As Joe says, he was in our starting teams. And I really do value players that are in our starting teams if they come on later on. Just because it's a case of, well, maybe they're waiting for an opportunity. But it's not like they're bad players. They're not like a kid who's just come in and he's going to get dropped straight away. Similar with Farrow as well, was kind of the same situation for him. So, yeah, I think it's going to be he could come in, and I'm totally considering maybe like a Grill or someone else, depending on what my trades are this week, to Rechko. And just hope that this week in Supercoach we get Rechko next week. Anderson's named this week, and someone good debuts again this week who's cheap, that we can just keep the cycle of upgrades going on and on, and make us that cash.
He's a good accumulator, 22, 24, 25, 23.
Yeah.
30. Like he can find the pill. He can find the pill at the FL level.
I didn't even notice him during like actually watching the game. Like I didn't even notice him that much. Like there were a few other players who I'm just like, oh shit, like they're going to dominate against us. I could barely see 33 out on the field. And if that's a good thing or bad thing, I'm not sure.
I need to fix those glasses up, mate. He had.
I understand.
He only had the ball 13 times. He only had the ball 13 times.
I understand, but like maybe it was because I was sitting up the top. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just didn't notice him that much, which is probably a good thing.
Oh, Mark. Look, it's good to have faith, but it's hard to feel like you've got any faith if you're a Carlton fan, because seriously, what they did, how badly they've stuffed it up with Elijah Hollands is quite unprecedented, really. So, yeah. Look, you're going to have to you have to hold faith. If you don't have faith, what have you got? Let's be real. The AFL arc at the Gold Coast was very interesting, taking Edwards off the field. I don't recall a moment where Edwards had a head collision and all of a sudden he had to be... The arc stepped in and mandated for Edwards to be removed from the field. I just find it quite laughable. It is quite laughable that the AFL have the audacity to say, Edwards, you must get off the field, but they let Elijah Hollands stay out there for the whole game. Guys. Well,
he didn't suffer a concussion.
He suffered something worse, dare I say it.
Well, and now
this guy on the field.
Thoughts and prayers with Elijah Hollands. Not that he's dead, but the guy's now in hospital. So he's been admitted to hospital tonight. We'll be in there for however long he's going to be in there for. So hopefully he gets all the help he can get. Unfortunately, there has been more and more footage coming out and more comments from players. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but there's definitely been a few things like, well, you could smell some alcohol on his breath, or this thing and these things. So yeah, we'll see if anything kind of comes out from that a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, look, the footy clubs and the footy world and the communities are really good at getting around each other. They're good at getting around each other, but I feel like it only happens when something bad has occurred. I would much prefer if the AFL fraternity were better at identifying these issues earlier so that they can actually be there for each other at the opportune moment to step in and prevent travesties from occurring. So it's good that we can get around each other and support each other when we're down. It's a multi-million-dollar industry, and there's a lot of people involved at these clubs. I would really prefer it if they were a bit more proactive as opposed to reactive. All right. If you have to be reactive, at least react in a good way. And I think the AFL and clubs are pretty good in that respect. But like with the Elijah Hollands situation, I'd much prefer it, obviously, and I think everybody else would much prefer it if they were more proactive about addressing these issues. Mark, mate, you must have had a good weekend, mate. Thank you very much, you generous human. Please, no realistic thinking towards your sides. Any one of your sides can win. Fans need belief. Melbourne beat the Lions, so the story this week is the Dons knocking off the Pies. Have faith. Look, it hasn't happened this year. The Dons haven't knocked off the Pies. Melbourne did. So Melbourne, yes, you could talk about Melbourne. Stirring victory, very impressive stuff by Melbourne. They certainly took it up to the Lions, which is very impressive. Shout out to all the Demon supporters out there. I have faith. The only question is, do the players have it? Hopefully they do. That's all we can think about. Joe, hey Flash, how are you, mate?
North Melbourne fans got faith.
I mean, you guys should have faith. You've done very well. Look at you guys. You're above Brisbane on the ladder, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. If you had told me, hey, we're 7th at the moment, 6 weeks into the season, we're going to be 7th on the ladder. Like, whoa, 7th or 5th? Are we 5th? Gosh, I'm discounting North Melbourne.
Check up the
Holy
ladder.
Fifth on the ladder. How about that? Fifth. Yeah, if you had told me North Melbourne was going to be fifth 6 weeks into the season, I'd be like, yeah, thanks. I don't believe you, but bloody hell, we're doing all right.
Oh, 2180 for community team. Why? What happened with the community? What happened with the? Oh wow.
Oh wow. Hey, guys, you got 1 point extra. That's it.
What? I don't accept mediocrity. All right.
140 was not good enough. I needed more from my player, so I needed a 141.
And I knew that Harry Steezel would beat 140. God damn it! There's no luck here. No luck. This is purely me exposing myself as a time traveler. I knew Shees would so I kept it on Shees.
To be honest, I said this in the team review. Shees legitimately left a bunch of points on the field as well. There are a couple of easy goals that he should have kicked that ended up being behinds. And yeah, very, very lucky that he got the 141. A couple of junk time points. I think he got into the fourth quarter and he was on like 105. But yeah, it's definitely worked out all right for us, I think, this week.
Oh, it's hilarious. That's just like a 140. Nope, not what. I refuse. Oh, that's hilarious. Dodge the bullet. Hexorism, ZZ with the VCC chaos. My bad, rookie roulette, and my premiums bond color. It's whatever, but Brayshaw is pissing me off.
Yeah,
I can understand that. So Andy Brayshaw, he's a bit like Noah Anderson, a very, very, very frustrating starting pick. He's dropped 100K, and his break even's 171. So for all of us non-owners, all we need to see is for him to turn it around, and then we're getting him for bonkers price. But seriously, 65 against West Coast is a joke. For a guy of his stature and his skill and his scoring pedigree, it's insane. So you just have to hold him, mate. You've already lost 100K on him. There's no point trading him out. You just have to hope he turns it around.
Or wait for buy rounds. Wait for buy rounds.
Tristan Sherry should be back this week. Do we think if we don't get him, he should, because he can get very expensive?
Look, I wouldn't touch Tristan Cherry. I think not the games past him, but the beautiful time for Cherry was the first 6 to 8 rounds where we had easy matchups. Imagine if we played this week versus McKelty Lafau, would have smashed it, right? So unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was CCJ versus. Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't CCJ, was it? It was Tristan Cherry versus Blackiston, and he got smashed. I wouldn't touch him. I think there's better options. If he drops down to like 500K and you need a McAndrew upgrade, sure, do it then. But for right now, I think it's a bit too late. You wouldn't touch him. If you held him for 3 weeks, sure, fantastic. But otherwise, jump off and just let someone else get him.
Is Cal Wilkie being slept on? Asked Gavin Barley.
Yeah. I think he is. He's not a sexy pick, which isn't great. But a lot of us already have a Sinclair. I now have Sinclair and Naz in my backline, unfortunately. So it's just really hard to have 3 St Kilda players in your backline, or with the same buy round. But to say, like, this guy is automatically, he should be number 1 backline player for all Australian. Not off the top of my head do I know that he's won it before, but he 100% needs to. And it needs to be that player. So, yeah.
Well, he's never done it before.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
The highest he's ever averaged from a Supercoach perspective is 93.
Yeah.
Back in 2023. So, key defenders don't normally score very well. He is certainly an anomaly in terms of his Supercoach. I feel like his Supercoach scoring for the first time ever is actually reflecting his ability, because he is forever slept on as a defender. And I've said this many a time, that Wilkie is more important. Wilkie is St Kilda's most important player. More than Nass, more than Sinclair, more than anybody. Cal Wilkie is St Kilda. So I've always maintained that he is their most important, and I'm happy for him that his Supercoach output is actually reflecting that now, which is pretty cool. So, look, if you want to roll the dice with him, seeing as he's never done it before, you can. There's certainly worse picks out there, isn't there? What's his price? 563. So he's not breaking the bank either. He's around that 550. He's around that 550k mark. He's got the Eagles this week, and he's got the Beyond Blues, and then you've got TIO Stadium's going to be terrible. Gold Coast, that's going to be very dewy, slippery conditions. Richmond, he should be fine. Freo, that's a potent forward line. Hawks, fast team. It'll be interesting. But yes, he has been slipped on so far. 22.47 this round. Had the same rookie roulette issues, but held Dev Rob. Nice to have someone you know is not going to play as a loophole. True. Good score, you Flash. Very nice score. Sardis lads, do we get or do we get? We get. I think we get.
I'm not going to advocate and say he's a must-have, but considering cash gen has slowly started to dwindle down, I would not be against it. If you wanted to bring him in, I would not be against it, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Not a must-have.
Yeah.
But
cash
is important.
Yeah.
And a few of these rookies that are around the 250, 300k mark that have really stalled their cash gen, or even a Jagger. Like Jagger, he's lost his role. He's playing as a forward, right? So he's 298.
Yeah.
With a break even of 62. Yeah. So he's getting up there, right? And he's now... You go for it?
I was considering someone like a Jakes or a Philippou, for example, who are probably around that just over 200k mark, that it is somewhat of a sideways trade. But these guys are now stalled in terms of cash gen. I mean, Jakes is what? 49 break even. Does he even make that on against Sydney? Probably not. Philippou's playing West Coast this week, so it's probably saving grace. Hopefully he can pop out a half-decent score. But Jakes to Sardis, and Sardis getting to, 300k in 2 weeks, as Joe's been saying. A lot of us have a Grill or a Blamires or someone in that midfield that you can just swap for a Jakes and grab Sardis. Like, nice little cheeky 50k plus a trade and get someone you can field. It's not the end of the world, I think.
Yeah, I think he certainly is.
Sorry for cutting you off.
Very gettable. What was Tanner Bruin? Why he's still so poor?
Shit. He was terrible, man. People saying he had to play forward and lost his midfield spot, and yeah, even what's his face didn't do very well. Tom Stewart didn't do very well either this week.
Well, the doggies got absolutely thoroughly smashed and destroyed.
Yes.
So
maybe that was just the case. He's going to bounce back because there was no ball in the back line. Who knows? Sucks when your best key forward goes down and you don't really have a replacement, and then Bontempelli's injured. Ed Richards still has knee issues and stuff. So, yeah.
Possibly could struggle in the system, but I think he's just so good that he's able to just intercept mark. It's very rare that you ever see him beat one-on-one. Yeah, maybe the Ross system up the ground helps slow down play. Zach John. If not Zach, then it's probably Pryor. Mark, I think it'll probably be Jackson Pryor. Thoughts on bringing in Whitfield, Fondy. I think I'm only making one trade. Yeah, Yeah, 100%. I think I love Whitfield. I'd love to stock up on GWS players with their run to come plus their buy. So yeah, very happy with Whitfield. If you can do it in one, then I'll do double downgrade next. Dragon Angry or Sardis. So you're going to pay up for Anderson. Oh, I wouldn't wait for next week to downgrade to Angry Anderson. I'd bring in Anderson this week. You muted?
We got Rechko coming next week as well, yeah. So don't hamstring yourself by forcing yourself to pick up a player that's overpriced already, because I did that with Watkins and that didn't work out very well. And then having to grab Rechko and then someone else from then on. So it's really not a nice situation to be in.
I'm going Sarong and Smith to Angry and Sardis this round, saving cash for upgrade season. Wish I had another boost to grab Merritt, but no, I've already spent them all.
Yeah, Zachy Merritt. If I could go back in time, there's like 6 players that I would love to put into my midfield that don't have buys. Zach Merritt would be one of them. The guy's come out and he's had a little bit of a price drop and now back on the rise. And as the Bombers get better, Zach Merritt gets better. Parrish is scoring okay, and Zach Merritt, cheeky 150 this week. So, yeah, it's a bit rough. He may somewhat become unobtainable and go back to that kind of 620K player that he has been for so long. I mean, he started this year as a much cheaper option. So if you jumped on him, congratulations, really.
Would you believe it if I told you Zach Merritt is out-averaging Marcus Bontempelli right now?
Well, I mean, Bontempelli's I think he's injured. He got tagged and then he's been injured. So, but
he just got injured on the weekend. But remember, Merritt was also tagged. So, yeah. And Merritt is human just as much as Bontempelli is. Yeah. Bontempelli's averaging 119.5. Meanwhile, El Capitan Zach Merritt is averaging 121. I can't believe this nonsense.
I mean, if you had said to me at the start of the season, as Bailey Smith is going to be the highest scoring midfielder, I probably wouldn't believe that either. So, yeah, it's just a rough situation. Ugh.
This is Insanato. Love forward line this week. She's 141.
And
you have Charlie Cameron?
And then Cameron got injured.
Flanders 117, Patrick 105, Lawler 100, and Cook 99. How beautiful is that?
Nice work,
well
man.
done, Kobe.
Beautiful job, Kobe.
Legend. Congratulations on a super win for your boys. That was glorious. I love the picture. Not sure what's wrong with Brayshaw. Something off with him. Do I still hold and hope he turns, or trade to a Merritt Holmes, or go down to a Sardis? No, hold him. Right. You gotta hold him. You gotta hold him, in my opinion. If he's not injured, he'll turn it around. You just have to trust. Just have to trust the man. Andy Brayshaw has been a good player for a very long period of time.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's just maybe game plan a little bit with Andy Brayshaw. Like they've come up against a few tough teams, and the likes of LJ and stuff have taken a little bit of midfield time, but not really. Maybe he's just doing the unselfish, and it was a bit like this last year, Joe, if you remember. Sarong went massive and was 130 average for like the first 8 or 9 weeks, and then Brayshaw flipped the script on him, and then ended up getting on that kind of average as well. So, yeah, maybe that's just kind of what it is. It's just getting there, really. See what's up.
That time of year again, folks. Ron Marshmallow.
Yep.
No. Is it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's sharing the forward line with the likes of Flanders already, so it's just too much. Too many of these guys, I think.
Well, he's got West Coast this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got Reedy. Could go big. Then, yeah, he'll struggle against Gold Coast. But then he's got Richmond. It's pretty good. But no. Marshmallow can get in the bin. Good to see it. Good.
What's up,
to see you,
Maltesing?
Jonas. Hey, Maltesing. How are you both beating Blues? Put a smile on my face. Next, the Bombers. And per usual, they start playing good footy for Anzac Day. It should be a close game.
Mm.
Look, if we had Ridley in the team, I would have thought comfortable win. The way we've been playing the last few weeks, if we had Rids fit and healthy, I would have been going into this game so much more optimistic. But now, without him, our back line just sort of goes to shit a little bit without him in the team, which is inexcusable for a senior player like Ben Mackay, who just simply has to be a big boy. He is a big boy, but he plays like a little girl hiding behind his mother's skirt. Like, mate, you're huge. Like, you belong out there. Assert yourself. Sink your fist into this ball and kill it, for goodness sake. Like, I feel like if I was doing arm wrestle with him, he'd be like, oh, no, don't hurt me. And I'll bloody crush him in the arm wrestle, mate. Like, and I'm not strong at all. So, I don't know what it is about him. He needs to freaking put his big boy pants on and man up. Grow up, mate. Grow up. You got a big contract. You get paid lots of money. Well, you got to play to that contract. You've got to play to it. And
he has been better recently, let's be honest.
Yeah, because Ridley's in the team. As soon as Ridley went out, oh no, I can't punch the ball through for a minor score. I have all these little lame slaps trying to slap the ball inside the goal line. Like, piss off.
That's how it goes, Joe.
$1.2 million.
I'm
pissed off with Ben Mackay. No, Ben Mackay can get in the bin. Hate Ben Mackay. Is Harris Andrews a solid option? Or did you spike him on the weekend?
I don't think key defenders are worth it. Maybe Wilkie just on form, but it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Don't do that to yourself. He's never been at this point in time. Across every line that you're picking, you must get top players across each line. You can't be like, hey, I'm going to grab Joe Blow now. A lot of us have spent 10 plus trades already. We need guys who are going to be tops of their positions. Otherwise, that's it. Like, come later on in the season, you're going to be hamstrung yourself because you just don't have the trades and you don't have the right players. So start to look at your teams and be like, cool, top 8. Guys like Sam Walsh, okay, but we started them and you can run them at M8 if you have to. But, yeah, you really do need to start getting the top position players. Otherwise, you're in a bit of trouble.
G'day, Globes. How's it going, my friend?
What's up, Globes?
I'm running Bont on the bench as an emergency, even if he does play. That James Jordan tag really worries me.
It's not a bad position to be in. I mean, funnily enough, I may go Bontempelli loophole with Sardis, Joe. We'll see. I just don't have a midfield guy that's out. So maybe you've got like a somebody who can do it, but I just don't have the player, unfortunately.
Amazing. Yes, yummy peanuts. I think the Dogs really need English in the ruck getting demolished without him.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing their other matchups. I just wish I picked Worrell over Houston. MJ at the coach's panel song with oh, mate. G-Bags.
Yep.
We do not speak his name.
Me
too.
Do
not speak his name. He can sell ice to an Eskimo, and I refuse to be sold anything ever again. No, I'm just joking. We love MJ. Look, ultimately, you gotta make your own choice, mate. You gotta back your own gut. Your regret isn't MJ. Your regret is that you didn't back your gut. And I'm the same.
Dig your own hole, I think, is probably the right word.
Correct.
As I've said before, in terms of what trades you bring in and the players you bring in, your players don't bring out. Joe and I are only voices. So if you really like Harris Andrews, if you think that, Jordan Sweet's going to come in and dominate, if you think Elliot Yo's going to kick up a stink and go 100 from here on, bring him in. No doubt. We can give our views on different players, but you make your own bet a little bit. So, yeah, just kind of how it works out, I think.
Or you can just blame MJ.
Or you can just blame him. Yeah, cool. Or MJ.
Poor MJ. I just think he beat up on a really weak team with no rotations, and it's another week from him to be sure. Look, am I expecting that sort of output, that sort of output from Cam Zerha every week? Probably not. That might have been a career game.
Mm. Well, career game in the back line. He's done forward stuff before.
Yeah. But if he stays in the role, that's the interesting thing. If he stays in the role, he's definitely better than his price point because he's priced as a forward.
Mm.
And then if he's playing intercept defender off half back, you know he's capable of punching out a lot higher scores than what he's priced at. And if he stays in that role, a la, we saw what happened with Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall started as a forward, and then he was moved to half back and became an absolute keeper for us. Jack Zeeble started as a forward, went to the back line, and became an absolute keeper. So there's Caleb Daniel. So there's a bunch of older players who have started up the ground, gone to North Melbourne, and ended up playing as half backs, and then just become forward primos for us. So this could be the next chapter of the forward turn defender chronicles at North Melbourne.
Mm.
Just trade Dacos to Blackiston. Freaking lucky Blackiston. Oh, I love him. I think Bond's a test, apparently. If I was to go to Twitter. Apparently he's expected to be named, according to, what's his face? Bevo. But you can't trust Bevo as far as you can throw him, as we know. So if we go to Marcus Bontempelli. Oh, piss off! Noah Anderson's still injured. Oh. Who reported it? This was last year. No, someone reported it. That maybe Luke Beveridge. Apparently he's a test for this week. Expected to play and... Oh, come on. Latest. Not top, latest. Bontempelli still sore, but still likely to take on Sydney. Tim English more likely to face Dockers next week. Libba are 1 weaker. I can't believe that they're not telling Libba, mate, thank you so much for your service. You will forever be a favourite son of this club. You will forever be a great of this club. The Liberatore name will live on forever at Footascray Franco Cozzo. You will be beloved forevermore. But for your well-being, for your care, for your best interests, and for your future, this is your 5th concussion in the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You had to face the AFL panel to be given medical clearance to play, and this is now your 5th concussion. At some point, surely you tap him on the shoulder and say thank you very much. But for you, we're doing this for you, and also for us to prevent a potential lawsuit down the track. But please, for you,
because lawsuits coming, lawsuits 100% coming. Like these players, I mean, Elijah Hollands has a foot to stand on, and that's basically why I think the club's put him in hospital and said, "Hey, we now need to do our due diligence, because if we don't, and something massive happens, imagine if he was out on the field and he got a concussion or a head knock or something like that, the club would be in so much trouble."
It's not worth it. It's football, and as much as we love our footy, and it is a footy player's life, there's more to life than football. I'm a Carlton fan. I'm disgusted with the club. Yeah, Jamie, I hear you, man. So disappointed with Carlton. I'm a fair supporter. I was really hoping Carlton would win. Hate Collingwood just. I thought you were going to be talking about how disappointed you are in Carlton with Elijah Hollands. I didn't anticipate you to go. I'm disappointed they didn't win. Well, you know what? If they didn't have Elijah Hollands on the field and they instead had their best and fairest winner, George Hewitt, from last year, I reckon they would have won.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny, though, isn't it?
Play that bad. They play good.
Especially with the amount of people.
Down.
Especially with the amount of people that are basically saying, how dare they put take Walsh off Nick Dacos towards the end of the game. It's a bit rough, I think.
Yep. Yippity yip. Can't wait for the mid-season draft. Given the success players like Milan Murdoch, Tom Blamires, Angus Anson, etc., hopefully we get some more 99k mature age recruits. Indeed.
Mm-hmm. I think there'll be a few people.
These at 315 is the scariest thing ever. Watch out if your team ever cops them in that slot. They are undefeated. I think they are 4-0 at when they play MCG 315. So even the Lions aren't safe from the 315 hoodoo. Gee, our win against them last week looks even better now.
That's it, Joe. Going back to the MSD, the MSD comment, Joe. I feel like every year in Supercoach, it's always a case of who can I pick from the MSD that ends up being a superstar. There's always some mature age gun that comes through. Thinking Nick Martin, who was one last year, Joe? Who was the guy? There were a couple last year during the MSD. Let's quickly check. Tom McCarthy. Tom McCarthy was the one. Just came in and basically became a god for us. I think Riley Bice, maybe the year before, came in and just did the same thing. So there's always some players, man, that just walk in and they're just some, usually the top 5 players. It's whichever state league players just been becoming a superstar for that week. Really, really, really good. I think maybe even Liddy. I don't know if you had Liddy, Joe, from Port Adelaide, but he was one. I'm just thinking, did anyone else have anyone? Maybe not. No, maybe that was it. But I definitely had Liddy for points in time last year. And Tom McCarthy 100%. So, just these guys come out of nowhere and go bang.
So good to hear that about Bobby. Bobby Hill is such a... He's a forgotten player. He's been out of the game for some time, but gee, when he's up and about, he is super dynamic and super exciting. So absolutely very keen to have him back. Thank God it's not this week. Theo, McInerney or Horny? How are you, fellas? I'm good, mate. Oh, that's unhealthy, Big J. Come on, mate.
I'll do better next week. I promise.
Wait, remind me. What? Show me again. What was it? Was it honey soy chicken?
Char grilled spiced chicken.
Char grilled spiced chicken. Does it taste anything like a char grilled spiced chicken? Though?
No, it doesn't. It tastes like MSG.
Tastes like MSG. MSG is crack cocaine, mate. Look, I suppose
doing well,
Theo. I suppose it depends, mate, on what your risk tolerance like, what your philosophy is. If you're like George, who refuses to pick players who have had interrupted pre-seasons, then you go McInerney. If you don't mind the fact that he had an interrupted pre-season and you just go by the eye test and you think, holy moly, the Horny one is actually looking pretty good. And he is looking pretty good, the Horny one. He's doing very well. Let's have a look at the bounce tendencies. And we go to Port Adelaide. He almost ruled them over the line. Him and Butters as a duo were insane on the weekend. Up to 60% CBA. So he's got that mid-forward split, which we obviously know about because he's so dangerous in both midfield and forward line. He's averaged 99 last year. He averaged 98 the year before. So he's obviously a very talented player, and bit by bit, sort of ramping him up, which is pretty good. Time on ground is in the 80s now. 28 disposals, 20 against the Hawks, who are normally a tough matchup. I don't mind 21 at all, but he has round 12 bye, which sucks. Meanwhile, McInerney is playing against the Dogs, who are licking their wounds a lot at the moment. They're walking wounded. So if you have Swans players, you're very excited about this matchup against the Dogs because everybody is injured. So yeah, McInerney's pretty good this week. Tatum, good to see you, mate. Sorry. Blue Abroad live stream. What do they have to say? What do the Blue Abroad boys, what do Tez have to say tonight? Anything, any updates?
Elijah Hollands, club's no good. Come back next year. We need to sack Voss.
What's this? Did you see this comment by Mark before?
Oh, thanks, Mark. Yeah, I understand, Mark. Many years living in the wilderness as a North Melbourne fan. I tell you what, it's nice to slowly be out of it potentially this year. My hope and dream, and we can revisit this later on, but my hope and dream is that we can land a free agent who's actually worth something this year. I think that would be either in the trade period or through free agency. If we can land someone due to us actually doing okay on field, I'd be very, very happy. Would love a Lockie Neal, whoever the Lockie Neal is of this year. Lockie Neal to Brisbane. We need him to come to North Melbourne. Team getting slowly better and showing something. Make it happen, AFL.
Make it happen. As a fair supporter, hoping Bulldogs beat Sydney and we win. It's not going to happen. And get a couple first great win against Eagles this week. Mason, Cox, and Young came back. Hayden Young played very well. So did Jordan Clark and Reed. Bro, I'll find it. Don't come at me.
Don't start your conversations with that.
But your best player.
Don't at me, bro.
Your best player is Murphy Reed.
Ouch.
I literally think Murphy Reed is your best player. He's better than Young. He's better than Sarong. He's better than Brayshaw. He might not be better than Jackson. I think Jackson and Murphy Reed might be your two best players. And then your third best player is Tracy, the big kahuna. I think those three are your three there. That right there are your three. But geez, where would you guys be without Murphy Reed? I don't know. I have no idea. I think Murphy Reed does so much for you guys. Every time he gets the pill, something happens. He can honestly polish a turd. He's one of the few players that can polish a turd. It's amazing the decisions he makes, how clean he is. I'll just love watching Murphy Reed play. Honestly, he's an incredible. What a steal at his draft, at his pick. Insane. Hard at rookie roulette, but now it's a Sion Shazer for that one extra point. Always keep you guessing, Flash. Always keep you guessing, mate. Is Rowan Marshall at 400k about to become solo ruck? Got it on good authority. DeConning won't play with that back issue. Wow.
Interesting. Lock it in, boys.
I can do it.
I would need to wait. You would need to wait, I think. Say, hey.
Who would you rather? Zerha or Marshall?
Oh, Marshall. Yeah, Marshall. Marshall.
I was wondering why it's taking you so long to. I thought it was pretty clear.
I was just contemplating your question, Joe. Yeah, I'd go Marshall. That would be my 100%. Marshall.
Oh.
I would go Justin McInerney ahead of Marshall though, but yeah.
Justin McInerney is 484. Rowan Marshall is 401.
But how long's TDK? How long's TDK out for?
I have no idea. This is all news to me. What did Tom DeConning do? Why is Tom DeConning injured? He's got a back issue. When did that happen? When did that happen? Back injury. I really hope. I'm not saying I hope he has a back injury. I'm just saying, like, why are there no news about this? Second quarter of last week he got injured? Really? When did they play again? I was not available on Sunday. Actually, no, this must have been a Saturday game. I was also unavailable on Saturday. Tom DeConning, 38 Supercoach for 58% TOG. Ooh. Tatum, I'm not going to ask you to reveal your source, but reveal your source. No, I'm not joking. You have it on good authority that he won't come back. Okay, that's pretty crazy. We'll see. Trent, sad for Hollands football and our lives. Move on. The poor kid, either way, left living his life. Let's not turn on him. People need friends in hard times.
Of course not. Yeah. Of course not. I don't know if it was rookie listed or not, what the terms of his contract was, but was basically given another shot. Another shot after being delisted again, and yeah, it's not great.
I think Trent, you're right. You never want to kick a horse while it's down, especially in such terrible conditions and mental place where he is. And I think it's right that most of the commentary, if not the overwhelming majority, is not necessarily being disparaging of him, but disparaging of the Carlton Football Club as an organisation for not picking up on it and failing in their duty of care towards their player. So that's what I think what most of the commentary is about. And I think that's correct. That's where the attention should be. But yes, he definitely should have his privacy. He's admitted to hospital tonight. Yeah. Great win for this week. I already saw that. Can't wait to turn McAndrew at flex into another primo. He's nearly maxed out, I think.
I think he's got a little bit. Watching George's video this week, I think he was talking about how maybe McAndrew is going to be rested at some point. I don't know when it would happen, but I think it could open something up for us, which would be very, very cool. McAndrew to any primo. I mean, some people are still running him in R2. I think they'd want him to be a little bit more expensive before they try and offload him, considering all the big boys are still very expensive in the ruck position. But yeah, it could work out okay, I guess.
If he averages, say, 70 from this point on, then yes, he's basically maxed out. Is that some more money from Mark?
Mark.
Stop throwing us your money. We're going to get to your comment. I promise that. Thank you so much. Anyone you are again. I love you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Tom DeConning, happy to the game. That's all they were talking about. Well, I guess tomorrow the injury news will come out. Is there any discussion on Twitter about Marshall?
Nah, not that I've seen. I mean, I haven't done a thorough look, but yeah.
Sorry, not Rowan Marshall, it'll be Tom DeConning.
Not that I've seen. Some people are saying it's come out on the radio.
The radio? Love the radio.
Maltesing. It was on the radio today.
Ross Lyon says Tom DeConning is in severe doubt after copping that knock to the hip/back last night. Was very limited, even though he went forward to kick a goal. Oh. "23 hours. Tom DeConning set to play in the clash between St Kilda and West Coast." Oh. He's going to play. As of 23 hours ago, source David Nicholson. Don't know who David Nicholson is, but John Ralph, April 19. That was literally yesterday. DeConning is in severe doubt. Is he in severe doubt, or is he set to take him on?
He's in doubt to take him on, Joe.
He is certainly in doubt.
He's in doubt. He's in doubt to play.
He is certainly in doubt to play, I reckon. Macca. Hey, lads, am I crazy? I don't know. You tell us. Bruin or Grill and Sarong for McInerney and Anderson and Clary. So Bruin and Sarong for Angry Anderson and Clary. I feel Clary avoids the tags, which the likes of Finn or Whitfield receive, going left when others are going right.
Yeah, I really like it. You get rid of 3 mid prices and you get two primos. So I don't mind it, Macca. You must have some cash left over from last week, but I totally agree with you in terms of Clary. It's the reason why I started him, because how are you going to tag Clayton Oliver? Obviously don't have him now, but yeah, I think he's top notch info there. You're doing well.
Also, whilst I've got here on the screen, how great is Justice? Zach Butters' fine overturned.
What do you mean you can't talk to people on the phone, Joe? What do you mean?
You just can't make this up. Poor Adelaide Legal Counsel, Paul Ehrlich, while teeing off on Jason Johnson's conduct, has had to apologize to the appeals board hearing for his dog barking during his submission. That's pretty funny. I love this. The appeals board acknowledged Jason Johnson's conduct wasn't fit for a tribunal hearing. The appeals board offered a rehearing of the case, but the AFL knocked it back $1,500 back in Butters' pocket. Congratulations, Zach Butters. You were cleared. You get your pocket change back. You can now go and buy yourself a nice lunch order from Alberton. You know, in your brown paper bag, you get your hot dog roll with tomato sauce and a chocolate Big M. Congratulations, mate. But no, honestly, that's so stupid that this whole thing happened in the first place.
Bit dumb.
So we've upgraded from bikes to trucks now, have we, Jez? What the hell was that?
I can shut the window. I don't dictate what goes past the door. I mean, it could be kids or someone getting murdered next door. I'm just like, hey, what can I do? That
escalated quickly.
Yeah, a little bit.
Thoughts on these 8 mids? Bont, Butters, Nakos, Merritt, Klug, Baz, Holmes, and Haindog. He is not Scott Father's weapon. He's my boy. He's my weapon. The Haindog.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. Yeah, I think you're fine. You probably want Holmes potentially, but if you've already got Bailey Smith. Oh, you got Holmes? Oh, yeah, you got Holmes already. Yeah, I like it. Top notch. It's what every year I play this stupid game, and sometimes I wish I had like the best midfield that I could get, and I just do silly things. yeah, it's just frustrating. I tell you what, 18 weeks and then the season's over a little bit, but we do what we can. Finish
Big
our
J
team.
on your boy Sherry. He's going to be pissed off for sitting on the sideline. He's going to come out firing with a vengeance.
I hope so. I hope so, Mark. I really hope so. We could give GWS a run for their money this week. Be great. I love it.
The problem
Sign
is
me up.
if he's gonna, he might lose his mind and get suspended again. The way we're going.
Yeah, no more blood on people. Every year it seems to happen. There's something that Cherry does. There's these players like Rankin, guaranteed fine at some point. Not Noah Anderson. Matt Rao, guaranteed some form of injury at some point that misses him a couple of weeks. Took Miller hamstring. There's just these players that whatever they can do. Sicily's due for a suspension too. He hasn't got suspended yet throughout the season, so Sicily's due for a suspension. There's just these players every year. They just do stupid shit, and it's just like, yep, that's it, mate. Done.
Isn't Sicily suspended this week?
Is he? Or maybe Sicily's suspensions actually happened then. Yeah, it just happens, man. Every year something goes on with these players. Yeah, Toby Green. So that's not it. Toby Green.
Yeah, Sicily got his 1 week suspension.
I didn't even know. And then that's just how it goes, you know.
That's an unbelievable sentence. I'm like, wait, I could have sworn Sicily did get suspended this week. He just can't help himself. He just cannot help himself. But he might not just be a key defender anymore. True. Johnny looking at getting Luke Parker.
Nice.
He's got a bad buy.
I like Luke Parker.
Round
12 buy is not great. Round 12 buy is not great. I do like Luke Parker though. My only concern is at some point does the role change? If it doesn't though, perfect.
I can get the horny one.
No.
And it leaves $200.
Is he even a good player? Is he even worth picking in Supercoach?
Yes.
Really? I don't even know if he's top 6 forward.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Because you're a North Melbourne supporter. Jason Horne-Francis.
No, I always just seen him as being like a 90s guy, like never really kind of getting there.
20 disposals on the weekend, 26. He's sort of working his way into the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He's still giving away too many, giving away too many free kicks, really. For me personally, but yeah, the 119's great. But then the week before, an 88, 85, 75, round 2, 147. Played North Melbourne, scored a 48. Like, He's not that good.
He is better than what he's shown. He's better than what he's shown.
I'd rather Justin McInerney if I have to pick someone.
Justin McInerney, I can't afford him.
Yeah, he's like 2K more than what you've got, maybe.
I can't afford him. Why has Darcy Parish decided to turn into God?
He's a player now.
Why did Darcy Parish?
All that shit, he's now a player.
Talking this son of a bee.
Right.
Talking this son of a bitch up all preseason. And what?
Great.
He's got a higher 3-round average than Bont does, I think.
Pretty funny.
This is so stupid. Do we trade him back in? No, definitely not. Dan Houston, 87, get in the bin.
Yeah.
And there's no one
it's just picks like this. I think next year's the like it's only round 6. Well, I'll stop talking about next year, but I think next year's really a case of go with who you think are going to be set and forget positions. I mean, when has Dan Houston ever been a top 8 defender, really? Like, I think that week we picked Dan Houston. Worrell was like 20K more expensive and could have been that guy for us. Yeah, just a little bit of that kind of thinking, which sets us apart a little bit, I think. Next year.
Would you trade out McAndrew for Sherry? McAndrew's still got a 51 break even. I'd hold on to McAndrew still.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to. I'm more than happy to hold on to McAndrew. If you're getting, like, the only reason why you would get rid of McAndrew is if someone beautiful comes along and is just like, hey, you're a must-have. I must select you. Like, if you don't have Bontempelli and he now costs 500K and is your only way to get him in. But this is a player who's still incredibly cheap. Like, so he's still incredibly good on field. We've got rookies at the moment popping out like 50s and 60s. Why would you get rid of a guy who's number 1 ruckman? Like, to me, it kind of doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, don't get rid of the number 1 ruckman. Get rid of those guys instead before you do. Like, McAndrew should be really your last upgrade on field. Like, he should be. I don't know. Just a weird situation for me personally.
There some primos we're looking at 610K to work with.
That's quite a few.
Yeah, there's heaps. You gotta pick the best of the best.
I would almost go Zach Merritt, to be honest. I think Zach Merritt's great for that price. If you can afford him, chuck him in your team. Yeah, I really like
Zachy
him.
Merritt. Yeah, Zachy Merritt's great. He's also got a good buy. He won't get tagged.
Yeah. He looks good.
Zach Merritt's good. If you don't have Zach Merritt, or you don't have Nazai could be a really good trade in this week.
Nah, he needs to pull his finger out.
He's got some really good matchups coming up. Nazaya, if I've got Nazaya. Freed from Nazaya.
I could go, Joe, this week. I could, maybe I can't do it. Okay. I'm like, I can do a trade. I can't do a trade.
He's got West Coast, Carlton, Gold Coast, and Richmond. He's got 3 good matchups in the next 4 weeks. So, yeah. Get around Nazaya.
He's just got to stop being the center of attention every time. I think it will happen all year, though, unfortunately. There's just so many clubs that are going to focus on him because of how expensive he's been and you know, the monetary and things like that. Can cop a tag versus some other people that just can't cop a tag as well, I think is a big thing. Yeah, it's just a rough situation.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Him and Bailey Smith may never drop in price, unfortunately. If you've got a couple of boosts left, I'd be looking at those two to a couple, like spending your boosts on those players.
They got 50%, 50, then 64%. Ugh, yeah. It's hard to get a read on what Carlton are doing. Because I don't think Carlton know what they're doing. Is the thing. Starters is a break even of negative 49 as the infield roll around the ground. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. So much going on about Elijah Hollands and Zach Butters with his fine. Yeah. A lot of news. Out of the rookies, Sarong, Jacques, Smith, Pooh, Grill, and Lombard. Who would you say are the first we should move? Jacques for me.
Yeah.
I'm leaning on either Sarong or Smith.
Yeah, I think Sarong will be okay. I think Jagger probably needs to go, but I'd go Jakes first. Feels like when he went on that break and got injured for a couple of weeks, Selwood potentially has taken some of his role, and Selwood looks good. So I think that may have happened a little bit for him, unfortunately, and it's just meant that maybe he's not getting as much of the ball as what he should be, or getting used in that transition period enough and things like that. And It's obviously causing a bit of his regressioning points. So yeah, I'd be a little bit wary. I think he's probably done. If we get a nice defender rookie coming up soon, or beautifully, we do have a few midfielders available. Sorry, a few defenders available in our midfield, like Blamires and Grill and stuff that still have some money to make. It might be a Jake's out, one of those guys upgraded this week, potentially.
Sarong, I sort of mentioned this a couple of weeks back. Sarong just does not like playing in Sydney, from what I gather. He just loves to play the Optus Stadium, 126, MG 48, Norwood 75, then comes back to the SCG for a 48. Like he's almost like he loves to travel. He loves to travel, does Jai Sarong. He's playing the Doggies, injury riddled at Marvel. Pretty good. I'll hold on to him for this week. Jagger, I think, has got one more week left.
Yeah, probably. Probably only the one, you would think.
Yeah. I noticed. Hey, let's pistolas 13. I noticed Richko because I saw his bright orange boots in the warm-up. He passed the eye test, as they say, holds his spot.
Yes. Yeah. I think so too. Looks good.
Rowan Marshall watch. Indeed. I just need to hear about DeConning. I just have to know how long DeConning is out for. If DeConning is missing an extended amount of time, then all aboard Rowan Marshall. We can't trust Essendon and keep playing like this, though. Yes. Essendon, consistently inconsistent. You can never trust the Bombers to string lots of weeks in a row of decent football. Hopefully this week it's decent. Bloody Anzac Day. We need to come up and we had to rise to the occasion. Come on, boys. Mm-hmm. And we're looking super smexy as well. Any excuse to show it off. This is the perfect week to do so. We have to... Come on. In style. Rep the gear in style, boys. You've got to... If you look sexy, that's half the battle. Now play sexy too, boys. Come on.
If you guys haven't seen as well, there's a couple of North Melbourne people, Hexerism and stuff in the chat too. North Melbourne's actually brought out, and I'm surprised they did it, Joe, but they've actually brought out a Anzac Day kit this year. Yeah, excellent. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's blue and white stripes, back it was in the old days, and in the blue stripes, they've got white words of all the AFL players that have played for North Melbourne that have played at the club. So, yeah, there you go. Looks really cool.
Oh, we can't get closer to see it.
No, you can. Should be able to.
This is the only picture they've got on there.
Maybe it's on Facebook or something, maybe? Yeah, let's go sideways and see. No. Do it. Check it sideways. Like
how do I check it sideways?
That one? Oh, okay, cool. No, that's not it then. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, no. It looks really good. Regardless.
Gee, this guy's hot, by the way.
There's something about him. I'm not bagging the player, but there's something up with his complexion where it's just a weird situation. But yeah, they. All the got all the players on the inside. It's very cool.
About time North made in an effort for Anzac Day.
Well, we don't play a marquee Anzac Day. That's the problem.
Jason, calm it down, Jason.
100% agree. Every club should do it.
Take my money. Oh wait, there's only up to size large. Come on, really?
Nah. No. It goes to like 3XL.
I don't know what Daniel's talking about.
I think I got an email about it today.
Oh, mate. This guy, Daniel Leeworthy, off his nutter.
He's having fun, isn't he?
Well done. But yeah, ours is also... I mean, come on. Really nice. Can't wait to Luggage at 500k. Yeah, Luggage is just...
Yeah.
He'll go under 500, no?
Yeah, I don't know if McCluggage is worth it, to be honest. That's my problem. I think he's a fantastic player, but I don't know if he's if he's not scoring well, do we even want him in our Supercoach teams?
Yes, I do.
That's my question.
I don't care if he's scoring 20s. I want him.
Well, yeah. All right, then.
He is the human suitcase, for goodness sake. He's a Scottish suitcase. I have to absolutely have this guy on my team. Don't you worry. This guy averaged 117, 101, 96, 103, 100, like, good. And he's 28 years old. He's in the prime of his life. So he is better than what he's showing. And as soon as he gets the runs in the legs, he'll be better for it. I firmly believe it. Oh! All right. Couple of things. Firstly, Tommy!
Thanks,
Welcome! Tommy. Welcome to the membership, mate. Welcome to the crew. Very nice of you to join us. You now have access to the emojis and the Tuesday night members live streams where we vote, all of us, on the direction of the community team. Welcome, mate. It's been a long time coming, but we really appreciate your support, my friend. Welcome, welcome. And Blue Iris, thank you very much, my friend, for the $2.99. Both Gorn and Bont hurting us with break-evens. Yeah, big time. But we own them already, so we don't necessarily care about break-evens because we already own them and we're not looking to buy them again. So it's certainly a much better thing for all of the
people that didn't spend 700k. People that didn't spend 700k to bring in these. No more 700k players, Joe. I've decided.
Yes, we've learned our lesson.
Not great. It's not
Certainly
great.
have learned our lesson. Absolutely. But yes, well done, Tommy. Well done, my friend. Very impressive. Hexerism. These are the trades I'm doing. Sarong and Jagger out for Whitfield and Angry Anderson. However, if I use a boost and trade out Bruin, I can get anyone at flex for... Nah, I wouldn't trade out Bruin. I think he, unfortunately, was on the negative side of the Geelong Cats absolutely dominating the doggies, and he should bounce back. He had a very nice heat map as well. If I show you Tanner Bruin's heat map, I'm more than happy to hold off on trading him. Because we can't forget, the guy scored 100 like last week. 115 and 92 the week before that. So, yeah, he's prone to the stinker. But he's also prone to average you 102 in 4 games. So, yeah, I wouldn't be. You got to ride the highs and the lows. See, this was his heat map. It's not even that bad of a heat map. But the ball never got there. The Cats were too good. The Cats were too strong. The Cats are always good. It's so annoying. When will the Cats go shit? Never. The Woohoo review. I'm always late. G'day, mate. Hope you're doing well.
How's it going, buddy?
Making plans for Bond's price drop again this week. Then I'm grabbing him. Excellent, Jamie. Well done. Holding your nerve. Well done. The cojones of steel. Ice in the veins. You did not jump at the opportunity to pay for him at 700k. You said, nah, I know Marcus Bontempelli. I know he's human. And he will bleed points. 2,226 for your team this week. Brought in...
Nice.
What?
That's pretty good.
You brought in Noah Anderson?
No. Surely you got
Brought
that the
in
wrong way around.
N. Anderson, Sardis, and Angry Anderson for Dev Rob Sarong, and finally bit the bullet blackest and gone. Why are you trading in Noah Anderson? No, Mark. Don't do it. Why are you always coming up with these left field options, man? He's not even going to play this week. Who else can you pick instead of Noah freaking Anderson? 542. There's a lot of options, I think, around that 542 price point.
Yeah, I really like Oliver. I know some people have said Big J don't pick Oliver. Worrell's really good too. There's a few forwards. I think Cozzy Pickett's due for a tear. They do play Richmond this week, so I think no one at Richmond's going to actually be able to stop him. There's a few of these kind of players, I think, who you want to start picking up players who have the good matchups, and vice versa. Maybe pick the players who don't have the good matchups. So don't pick the players who don't have the good matchups. So if someone's going to get tagged, we don't pick them, right? I think there's a few players at the moment who have some of those really good matchups, and they're the ones you probably want to have a look at.
See, two guys gone for 132 break even for Tuke. Okay.
I'm a little bit wary with Tuke Miller just because if you've already got Adelaide, that round 12 buy is really nasty.
Yeah.
It is really, really not fun. Sheasel, Tuke Miller, all the Andersons. Heck, you're talking about Horn Francis. He's also in there as well. There's so many of these good players about in round 12. If he drops to 400K, okay, I'll chuck him in. But I really need to actually get him at a much cheaper price, I think.
He's saying no, it's a mistake. He means Harris Andrews.
Yeah, or just forego him.
All right, you want someone cheap at 452. Harris Andrews is cheap at 452. But at the same time, he's not going to be a top 6 defender, mate.
That's why you don't want him.
So he's averaging 103, but that's off the back of a 141 last week. So I'd rather a McInerney for about 30K more. He's probably a much better bet for 30K more. Yeah, I don't know. Look, Mark, you always play your own way. You're a bit like Frank Sinatra. How you do it, you do it your own way. You
Go your
did it
own way.
your way. So yes, you just keep doing it your way. I love hearing your stories, mate. I just wouldn't pick him, but you certainly can. We're all talking about round 12, but round 16 is a killer. Saints, Dogs, Cats, and D's, all of which have numerous top-line primos.
Yeah, I guess kind of the idea, though, is in that round, we're going to get all of the MSD players. So you should, if you've got a couple of trades or looking for some downgrade options, you can do that. And then also all the other players from all the other weeks have played as well. So yes, there are going to be a few players then. But if you have any trading targets, you can just bring them in. I don't think you're really going to struggle at all to have to full off a team by that point. I think you'll be fine. Truly, I think you'll be great.
Exactly. It'll be full primo by then. So no dramas. I think Elijah Johnson about alcoholism because of bad trouble performance. Oh, look, from what I've heard, it's not that. But I will leave the details of that to come out if they are to come out via the appropriate channels. But that's not what I've heard. Luggage for 500K and Ralph for similar in the very near future. Indeed. Matt Rowell. The thing about Rowell is, yeah, he torched us. but he always tortures us. And the guy was really still struggling with his hand. He was struggling with his gloved up finger.
Yeah,
So there
I think he
might
took
come
a
a
couple of
time.
knocks too.
Yeah. Well, he plays in and under, so of course he's going to cop knock. It's part of the job. So, yeah, with Raul, he's not going to drop as much as we initially anticipated because he's now gone back-to-back tons. So, yeah, Raul might not drop in price a lot, but yeah, his hand's certainly being managed. McLuggage for sure is one I can't wait to trade in sooner as he continues to drop in price. Dogger against Carlton next week. Now, Cox isn't getting dropped. Flash. I think they like what Cox gives him, and they wouldn't have picked him up for no reason. Big Cox. He straightens him up. He straightens them up. He stiffens them up. Dare I say it? And he's long. He's tall. Big Cox. And he helps out Dogger Jackson, who also might be very well endowed, but that's beside the point. I think Cox stays in the team. Woohoo review. Want to go Zerha and Tsatsiki because I love the pain, but might be responsible and go Clary and a dead mid forward loop because I need a loop. We have an embarrassment of riches in the rookie department.
I wouldn't be bringing in loops at the moment. I would just go, like, if you want to do something, I would just go Clary and Anderson. In the near future, we are 100% going to get some loops. It could even be maybe not Jake's this week. It's probably not the best idea, but we will 100% get loops. I don't think Zach Alinsky will play again this week. And yeah, I think we're really going to don't bring in dead players. This is the crucial time where you want to start making as much money as you can for your teams. I wouldn't touch loops with a dead 10-foot pole, to be honest. That's it. Just leave
loops
it.
Make you loopy. They make you loopy.
I was against even starting one, like starting a loop player this year. There's just so many. Imagine if missing out on, like, Zach Alinsky's not been great, but imagine intentionally picking Kalani White when Steen and Mitch Edwards were there. Like, free money. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. 30 trades and 3 boosts before this week.
That's pretty good, cool. Man. You're doing much better than me.
Indeed. And me. The Pies are not playing at their best. It's the best time for Essendon to get them. Ridley out. It's not going to make a difference. It's the change to personnel around the ground. Well, Ridley is a change to personnel on the ground, and I think he does make a pretty big difference. It also depends how Collingwood play Nick Dacos. I know there's a lot of talk of Kingy saying they should be playing Nick Dacos similar to how the great little master Gary Ablett Jr. was played as a forward mid. It'll be interesting to see how they play it. But regardless, Andy McGrath is going to go straight to Nick Dacos and put the clamps on him. It's going to be an Andy McGrath masterclass. He was built for this. I can feel it. Thinking Jagger, Grill, Sarong to Nazaya, Angry, and Sardis. I like it, Harry. Or should I go Luke Jackson instead of Nazaya? Want Callahan next week or the week after?
Thinking Jagger, Grill, and Sarong to Nazaya, Angry, and Sardis. Should I go LJ instead? Want Callahan in the next week? Look, I think Nazaya still has a bunch of money to lose. I'm not even convinced the guy is going to be top line in his position. So
no.
If you think Callahan's going to be great, oh yeah, Nazaya's been playing shit, man. He's not been good.
He's been tagged.
Yeah, which seems to happen every single week.
No, he wasn't tagged against Port Adelaide.
He's had 2 games over 100 for the year. Like, this is someone
99. It's basically 100.
It's not 100, Joe. It's not triple figures.
It's basically 100.
It's like saying, "Oh, mum, this 59 is basically a B," at school. Like it's not.
Look, if I got 100% or if I got 99%, would your parents really be upset if you said I got 99% on the test?
Yeah. Maybe depends who my parents are.
Depends who your parents are.
Depends who your parents are, Joe.
99%.
I would hold off. I think he's still got a bunch of money to lose. Callahan is an interesting one. I brought him in like the week before last week as well. Just be a little bit wary of Finn O'Sullivan being named. That would be my only issue. If Foss is named this week, he may go to Callahan. If he's not named, I think he's an okay pick to pick. So LJ looks good. Carlton currently don't have a ruckman, so if Liam Reid is playing, he may get revenge on Freo. He may have Liam Reedy revenge game, but yeah, it's basically Liam Reedy versus Callahan. Versus LJ and Mason Cox this week. So you'd assume that he's going to play well.
Jeez, 126, 125.
Yeah, he's been pretty nice. Well. He's a good starting pick.
He's actually cheaper than he was with the start of the year.
Yeah, somehow. A couple of bad games, I think. We'll just
somehow. Yeah,
I really like Oliver. I don't think Oliver will get tagged. So if you haven't thought about Oliver Harry, he may be an okay selection as well.
Imagine jump on Riley Hamilton. No, dodgy. That's a very dodgy pick. Don't do it. Actually, I find it pretty funny that Dodgy Malacca has probably the exact same thumbnail as Air Tommy.
Maybe they're the same.
Have you ever noticed that?
No.
Air Tommy and Dodgy Malacca have the exact same Michael Jordan thumbnail. Who is the original Michael Jordan thumbnail owner? Huh? Who came with it first, and who's the copier? I want to see who is it. Kyle Martin.
What's up,
Evening,
Kyle?
fellas. Sitting 9th in your league. Thoughts on that?
Congratulations, RD6. I wouldn't be touching him. Look at historically who's been the top of their lines. Jaden Short will have a couple of good games and then just flop. So just don't. Just don't. It is not worth the hassle.
Jaden Short is what is commonly referred to as a burn man. Jaden Short. He burns you. He draws you in. He whispers sweet nothings in your ear. He tells you how hot he is and how he's going to do the dishes. And every time you come home, the house is going to be clean. And he's going to have a nice steak ready in the oven for you to come in. He's going to have nice Pinot Noir for you to come in. It's going to be he's going to serenade you. He's going to give you a massage before bed, maybe some shiatsu as well. He'll walk the dogs. You'll live the life of a queen. But then you'll wake up and you realize it was just him feeding you magic mushrooms, and then you vomit everywhere. Jaden Short is not a pick.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't waste the trade.
I personally think he is, but Jez reckons no, not top 6.
No, I have a feeling. It's not going to happen.
Also see where Zerha doesn't play another game.
Yes, very true. Very true. Very, very true.
How many halfbacks?
Or does it sporadically? Doesn't do it all the time.
How many halfbacks have North got? Yes. The answer is yes.
And we've still got guys like Hardeman and Goda, who I don't know if they'll play again this year, but they're still coming.
Jez, put your hand up. They might give you a run off halfback too, the way they're going.
Bro, I'll need to get the fitness up, but sure, why not? Let's do it.
Just be the dedicated kicking merchant. I'll be the kicking taker guy.
I can kick it 50 meters sometimes. Why not?
Yes.
Surely I can kick it further than Caleb Daniel.
I can kick the ball. Was it 60% of the time? I kick it 50 meters all the time. I don't know. Bot will play that at him too much. Agreed. I guess if we're pissing around with mid prices, it's to play catch up. Maybe we shouldn't get distracted. 100%. No, I'm not. I'm not messing around. I was just joking. I'm not getting Cam Zoha into my team. I can't afford to be doing that. He's way too risky of a pick. Because if it blows up in my face, I'm left with doo-doo.
It's just wasted trades, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I'm calling it now. Bruin to get 93, then 120, then 65. The difference between his first and fourth. 1, the difference between his second and fifth. 5, and the difference between his third and sixth. 9. The difference is going up by 4 each time. Flash. Walk outside. Get a breath of fresh air. Touch grass. It's okay, bro. It's okay. There's no need to get all of this. What was it called? What was it? The hangover. Maths meme, whatever. It's all right, bro. It's okay. All right, it's fine. There's no need to look so deeply into Tanner Bruin, but I appreciate you doing it. Go and have a well-deserved break, my friend. Well done. Lucky we've all got such good rookies to cover. I'm not trading any primos unless long-term outs can't afford to this year.
I think that's me too. From now on, that's me too. Stuffed around too much and I'm paying for it. So yeah, 100%.
Kennedy playing. Exactly. I know, right? You hope he has life after footy. Ben Johnson, Dennis Banks, some of the players that were lost after footy both had terrible head injuries. Yeah, 100%. So I really hope the club actually looks after him. Like, he's looked after you. He's given you your body. He's given you the blood, the sweat, the tears. He's given you everything. And he's been concussed now 5 times in 4 years. You can never question Libba's intentions and, just how diehard he was playing for his old man's side. The club needs to do what's right by him. That's just my opinion. As a Carlton supporter, I've never been more angry and disgusted by my club. They should have saved him from himself. Heads should roll, but they won't because we're a rabble. I always find it really weird that, just thinking about it, he plays with his brother.
His brother didn't say anything either, did he?
How could his brother not notice that he's off? Like, are you kidding me? Like, his brother's there, his line coaches are there, his other teammates are there. Like, why did no one notice? But people in the crowd, people on level 3 or level 4 of the MCG can see from that far away that he ain't right.
It's bananas. It's bananas, mate.
I actually have no idea how that could. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Tatum, I was actually saving McAndrew for a Heaney trade. Oh, very nice. Love meme Heen dog.
Yeah, that might be the Tanner Bruin for me too. If these guys can get to like 400k, could easily be a Tanner, like a Jagger Smith plus Tanner Bruin equal a Heaney and then a Max Holmes kind of situation. We'll see.
Is it just me, says Simi, or is the only good thing about watching Carlton play the second half fade out's going to be so sad when they play 4 quarters?
Oh, man. It sucks too because I own Sam Walsh. So it's like every day you watch them and you pray, hey, they're going to do better. And then it's just like, how many times can you kick it out on the full, mate? Seriously. Or kick it to the opposition or just straight bomb the ball. It's not great.
The thing is, we all know how these games end. You know what I mean? It's one of those morbid curiosities with Carlton games. Are they going to do it again? Like, you just enter the game every time thinking, are they going to do it again? And every time it happens, you go, there it is. Yep, they've done it again. It's quite remarkable that this is a joke with the same punchline every time, and yet it still feels refreshing somehow. No, it's not good for the game for any team to be a meme. Obviously, I'm a Carlton hater, right? As an Essendon fan, but it's not good for the game for any club to be a meme on the field. It's just not. It's not good for competition. It's not good for the spectacle. It's not good for a lot of things. And I do have some empathy for Carlton because everything they're going through, I've been going through. Like we are almost the same club, just different colored jerseys and songs, but otherwise the same. So I do have a fair amount of empathy for what the Blues are going through. Paul, g'day legends. Who you bringing in this week? I'm thinking Buds and Luco to Cozzy and Ando. Tick it off.
Cozzy and Ando. Yeah, looks nice.
I like Cozzy.
I think
he's some Cozzy picket.
Yeah, he might be one that I have to look at trying getting in. Unfortunately, he's just a tiny bit too expensive for my current trades. Have been going up 40k since before, but we'll see. I might be able to swindle some things and get it figured out for me, maybe.
We'll see. He's done very well. 135, 126, 94 with 11 clangers, mind you.
It's rough.
108. And then he's got Richmond this week. Sydney, he'll probably cop James Jordan, you would imagine. And then West Coast.
Maybe.
And then West Coast. So that's very nice. The Doggies, they're falling apart at the seams. You never know. They might end up having more injuries by then. Because, I mean, not that I'm forecasting it, but if it's anything like what we had last year, it's contagious. You get an injury, you get an injury, everyone gets an injury. So it's
a bit like that, isn't it?
It becomes a bit like hotcakes. So, yeah, I love Cozzy Pickett. It was in my team the entire preseason. Can't believe I don't have him. Actually, Cozzy Pickett is untouchable. You know why? Because even that Sydney game, it's at 3:15. Wait. It's at the SCG, though. Oh. I know at the MCG at 3:15, they're untouchable. I don't know what it's like at the SCG. Is it a time thing or is it a venue and time thing for Melbourne? I don't know. Riley Bias was national draft, but that was 22 to 23 years of age.
Yeah. At right age, too.
Yeah. Titty SC.
What's up, mate?
Titty, Supercoach. Good evening. Going Sarong and Jacques Cousteau for Sardis and Angry Anderson. Is it worth cashing in Bruin and using my last boost to get merit? My season's cooked anyway. What's the worst that could happen? Don't ask that question because you know for sure that the worst thing can happen that you hadn't thought of before, and you will say, why the hell did I ask that question?
Pretty much. Can you do it without spending the extra trade? Like just forego getting Sardis? Because I don't think Sardis is worth a boost. Like he's a good player, but I don't know if Sardis is worth a boost. Similar to rookies probably not being worth a boost, although I boosted them, so who cares? But it's probably just the way to look at it, I think. If you can just go merit.
Worthy of a boost, him or Watkins?
And Watkins was more expensive too. Watkins already had a price rise. What a joke. What a joke season, man. Give me 2027 already. I'm done.
Freaking Watkins.
I'm done, Joe. Give me 2027.
I know, right? It's been a hard year. As a Blues supporter, the Elijah thing makes no sense. Someone is trying to get sacked or someone else sacked. The line coaches have a lot to answer for. Like, I can understand on game day that Michael Voss obviously has got the whole team in mind and trying to organize everything at the very end. I understand if Michael Voss himself, as the head coach, has too much on his plate to notice individual players' mannerisms. That's the whole reason why you've got line coaches. That's the whole reason why you've got assistant coaches. You've got delegation there. So why has the forward coach not noticed my player is on Mars and not at the MCG? But is he like this all the time?
The crazy thing was that these players, what am I saying? The crazy thing is that like the players just decided they weren't going to kick the ball to him. So they kind of, they knew something was up already. And they spoke to him at quarter time. There's coaches that went up and spoke to him and they did a welfare check at halftime, Joe. And
What?
they still let him. Yeah, there's stuff that came out that said, yeah, the Carlton doctors were spoken to by the Collingwood doctors, and that they actually went up to the player and did like a check on him, and like they still let him play some of the fourth quarter, like some of the third quarter. It was ridiculous. It was just the worst thing that could happen. That just perpetuated again and again and again. Like no one noticed. Oh, Hollands just hasn't touched the ball. Like surely it's worse for his mental health. Hypothetically, if he had mental health issue, surely it's worse for his mental health getting no touches on field and copping the shit from that and just being a laid out or being a, hey, he's done a fake. Remember they always used to do it with the tactical sub, Joe. Oh, he's done a fake hammy. Oh, he's got calf awareness. He can't play the rest of the game. Like, surely you just put some ice on his leg and then they pretend and then it's like, oh, well, too bad. Versus like, oh, shit, you know, we've got this guy and he can't even run and he's like, ooh, on field, you know. It's, yeah, it's not great. It's really not great.
I think the most damning thing about it is that it's the Collingwood staff that told Carlton.
Yeah, they told them.
Your
legit,
player
they told
is
them.
messed up. Like there's something wrong there. Like it's just crazy that at any time, regardless of what it is,
like what happened with Petrarca. Remember how Petrarca was like running around, and then the other staff went up and spoke to him.
Yeah,
like,
it's always an indictment. It's always an indictment when another club, when the opposition club tells the club of the player, you're doing the wrong thing here, and you're screwing over your player. Like, that's so bad on so many levels, off the charts. 22.64 for me.
Nice.
And actually managed not to trade. Ooh, nice, Simmy.
Nice. Great job. It's really just, if you don't want to trade, that's fine. Just make sure that you get the cash cows and the cash and stuff is still improving every week. That's kind of the big thing, really.
MSG for you. Oh, I know who that is. Uncle Roger. Oh, love me some Uncle Roger. Yes, well done.
Right.
Who review Auntie Helen. Yes. Oh, he's great. He is Colander. Yeah, no, he's the best. I love him. He was so good. Would you field Grill or Marshall?
It's an interesting question.
That's a great question.
I would say Marshall is probably the safer pick, but with Grill, what am I saying? With them not having any more Sam Banks in the back line, I think it could be a fair shout to go Grill and hope that he might score a little bit better. Marshall doesn't seem to be. Yeah, Marshall. I don't know what it is with Marshall. Like, I don't know if they don't trust him as much, or they still like to throw the ball at Kane Farrell a few more times and things like that than what they do with Marshall. Marshall gets a lot of his points from shoddy kicks and from like really risky shit versus what some other players do. So it's a little bit counterintuitive to actually pick him. But yeah, I think Grill could be the guy, just with Banks potentially being out. Makes it like, hey, there's one less person being there. I mean, it could be Banks doesn't even get hit by it, but I don't know if anything's come out at the moment in terms of his shoulder injury and stuff.
I might just field them both.
Yeah,
I might just field Grill and Marshall there.
Yeah, Marshall's stuck. For me, Marshall's because I've got Doverston and Lombard in the forward line on the bench, so I'm just fluffing around. The forward rookies have to go. So Philippou probably goes for me potentially next week. We'll see. Could be Philippou to Rechko, and then maybe a Jagger Smith or a Grill, depending on who I decide to keep, to maybe like a Rochelle or a Rankin to do some more forward line upgrades. But Todd Marshall and Cook they could easily be F6, D6, M6, M8, you know what I mean, for a little while. Yeah, they're not the worst rookie I've got on field or on the bench, so I'm more than happy to hold them for a little while and ride the wave, I guess.
Yeah, exactly right.
Always get rid of the shittier players first, guys.
Indeed. Hey, Aiden, how's it going, mate? Good to see you.
What's up, Aiden?
Blake, you love me a lizard.
Yeah, do it.
The Lizard King. Paul, Joe, can you summarize your thoughts on Sardis as an option? I have no idea of his role. Is he going to slap some cash? Okay. So, Elijah Sardis is an inside mid and only an inside mid, and he's playing as a midfielder. If you look at his
pretty much
CBAs, he's had 2 weeks in a row of 60+% CBAs, and that's basically the role he's going to continue playing. We've got no other midfielders in the VFL knocking down the door to come in. I think this is set up in a way where we're sort of playing a bit of a balanced mix in the midfield, trying to play Andy McGrath more. So Andy McGrath and Caldwell are our defensively minded midfielders. Parrish and Sardis are our offensive get ball clearance type midfielders. So Durham, you might notice, has taken a really big cut to his CBAs. It was Sammy Durham who's lost them. He's playing a lot more as a forward or a high half forward, pushing up into the midfield to help out. And he'll obviously pinch it every now and again. So this, I think, is a way for us to use his dynamism. And because we're playing Peter Wright in the ruck, we have sort of created, we're less tall forward now, a bit more mobile, and trying to create more separation for our players. So as you can see, he'll start forward and then push up. So I think Elijah Sardis, this role that we've got for him, as basically a 60% TOG, 60-odd% CBA type of player. I think it's gonna stick, because that's sort of what we've set him up for, and he should be able to make us money playing that role. Collingwood are struggling in the centre bounds department. I think Collingwood are struggling with the CBAs in particular, and that will be especially the case if they send Nick Dacos to play a bit more forward time. You sort of saw how he changed the look of the game last week in the last quarter, right? Nick Dacos basically won them the game by pushing forward a lot more. So if they're going to keep doing that and sending Nick forward, it just means that the midfield mix is going to be more in our favour, I think. So if Sardis has a really good game this week, he's almost guaranteed. Like, what if say Sardis goes 100 again this week, then a bit like Farrow, it's just easy money. So if he was to go 100,
Essendon need, like, if you think about it, across Supercoach land, each team probably has four or five guys that are going to like score hundreds every week at a minimum, you'd hope. I don't think Essendon's got that many, especially with guys not being as good in the back line. That's why Archie Roberts has been scoring so well, in my opinion, just because there's availability of scoring there. The points have to go to someone. So if it's Parrish and Merritt through that midfield, then it's Parrish and Merritt through that midfield as well, plus potentially a Sardis too.
You don't have to hold him for long, because if he goes 100 this week, even if he scores 54 against Brisbane, he's made you 100K.
I just don't know if I can afford to do it for the boost, you know. That's my only problem with it. I want to get a primo in, and I don't want to spend a boost this week if I'm not getting a good player in. So for me, it's just a little bit rough.
If he averages 90 from here on out, though, say, for example.
Why
If he
wasn't he
averages
getting
90
games, Joe? Why wasn't he getting games before like 2 weeks ago? I think that's probably one of my questions.
I guess Brad Scott himself said tough love, trying to get him to tackle more, as opposed to just being one-way, as opposed to just being a one-way runner. I think he had 3 tackles last week.
So not really.
He's never been a career tackler.
Like 1 to 3 is 300%, but it's not really doing much.
I know. He sucks defensively. He's got no work. He's got no defensive work. And that's something that we've been trying to get him to do. He has no defensive accountability whatsoever. But he's too good for VFL level, is the thing. And you can't just keep him languishing in the VFL, getting 36 disposals, 34 disposals, 23, 19, 35, 39. Sorry, that's 40. This is 30, 28. Like, you can't leave him there just languishing in the VFL because he's not learning anything at that point. So, and I think our midfield balance is right with him there and Durham playing forward. Because if you look at our game against the Suns, we actually torched them in clearances, which is kind of crazy. I don't think we've ever done that against the Suns, who had Matt Rowell.
Oh,
Petrarca, Rowell. Obviously, we had 2-meter Peter in the ruck, not even our main ruckman, against Wits. So, look at that. Wits dominated the hitouts. More than double, 44, and yet, despite having the hit-out dominance, they did not get first use of the pill. We clearly beat them in clearances. So I think this is a number that Brad Scott would be happy with. And obviously, Sardis had a big part to play in that. Sardis, what do you have? How many clearances did Sardis have? Sardis had 7. 7 clearances on his own. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So I think he keeps his spot and that role. Thank you for attending my TED Talk.
Thank you for the information, Joe.
Anytime.
Everyone was very...
If you can spare the extra trade. That's literally, those are the important words there, Simi. If you can spare the extra trade. If you're like us, who have burnt through trades like no one's business, it could be
a great year.
Very hard to do.
Yeah, it's not been the best year, guys. Sorry about that.
Ethan, what trades are you lads thinking of doing this week? At the moment, I've just locked in these 2 of Jacques and Robertson to Anderson and Sardis. I'm not sure if I am going to stick with Sardis as a pick because of how low my trades are. But at the moment, those are the 2 that I've got. I'll be looping between whoever I have here, Cook and Smith or Cook and Anderson, whoever it might be. And yeah, pretty happy with the forward line as it currently stands. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. I'd love another defender, but I had to trade out Zorko last week because he's an old man with old calves. So yeah, I really have
another injury, Joe.
5 of them last week. Insane. Sardis is going 90s. Sardis going 90s to get 430K. Not going to happen, but dollars. Yeah, fingers crossed.
The opportunity's there. That's the thing, right? The opportunity's there for him to actually do that at Essendon. As I said before, because there's not as many people playing or playing well, the opportunity is definitely there for him to actually be that guy. If you've only got 2 midfielders scoring points in what was well, it was only one for a while in Zach Merritt and no Parrish.
Yeah.
Other people in that midfield have to score points, so it could easily be Sardis doing that. 90 is not so hard. I mean, you go 90. What's a 90? A 90 is 45 times 2. So if you break that down, it's only 20 points a quarter. It's not like unobtainable.
Yeah. Yeah, you want 80% disposal efficiency as well. So get around him. The hack can kick when he puts his mind to it. Watch the VFL Bombers 1x6. Yeah, but none of them are kicking Sardis out of the midfield. They're all forwards. How good does Jim's game look? Love all of it. Go Days. Yeah, it looks great. 100%. Could be a regular feature at that time slot so that Melbourne can win it every time. Neil won't come to Melbourne. He'll go back to WA. You would think so.
Yeah, no, that wasn't my. It wasn't my assumption that Lachie Neale was going to come to North Melbourne. I was just. I mean, like if he does, fantastic. If Lachie Neale comes to North, mate, I'm give him whatever money he wants to. But I was more just using it as the idea of, hey, whoever that Lachie Neale type player is, the next one to come up on the list, I would love North to be able to grab that player because I think North is somewhat near on the ladder what Brisbane is at the moment. Does that make sense, Joe? Like what Brisbane was in 2016 or whatever when Lachie Neale came, I think North is somewhat near that in terms of like scoring on field and good young players coming through and all that kind of jazz. Yeah, that makes sense, right?
It does. But I don't know if Lachie Neale's.
So whichever guy wants to maybe move back to Melbourne or whatever, you know, if we can grab that caliber of play to come to the club, I think it would be fantastic.
Is Tracy an option for a top 8 or no chance?
He struggles with all what key forwards struggle with, and that's just being tagged and having good defenders on him. Unfortunately, our forward line typically has maybe 1 or 2 at a max good key forwards. And then the rest are like midfielders who are selectable in the forward line because they're just so susceptible. So we saw last week Tracy didn't score that well because he just didn't kick many goals versus like a midfielder getting points through the midfield. So I think if you have him, he's fine, but I probably wouldn't want to bring him in at this point. I think a lot of his early run was really good. Playing teams like Richmond and stuff, lots of guys who probably can't stop him. But I would be a little bit wary about bringing in non-midfielders to the forward line at this point because there's a lot of really good midfielders available in our forward line now, or at least some to warrant not picking a key forward.
Yeah, the key forwards who end up top 8 are the key forwards who pinch it in the ruck.
Yeah,
because they have that secondary, they have that other avenue for scoring.
Yeah,
but that's why Phil Thorpe. If you look at, obviously, there's no ruck contests at all for Tracy. But if you were to compare Tracy to Riley Philthorpe, the Thrill Thorpe, the reason why Thrill Thorpe is so much more reliable as a top 8 caliber forward like he was last year was because there are a lot of times where he actually does pinch hit and go into the center bounce for ruck contests. Things are a little bit different though this year. It almost seems like it's having a lot less ruck contests because McAndrew is the number 1 guy. Correct. Yeah. So that's why you see that his scoring is gradually actually dipping. The less he's rucking and the more they're just entrusting McAndrew to be the ruck. And I think they've noticed that with Philthorpe in the ruck, yes, he can do it. But if he's up the ground in the ruck contest, then they don't have him in the forward line. And he is their best mark in the forward line.
Yeah.
Tex is old now. And unfortunately, Fogarty is not coming on, I think, to the extent that Adelaide were really hoping that Fogarty would come on. Philthorpe is absolutely the number 1. And if he's not there, then the forward line, I think, they've noticed is not as effective. So in comes McAndrew.
It's one of the arguments as well for North not to play Trembath in the ruck line too, because the guy's a freak and he can mark and do whatever he wants. But if he rucks, then they miss out on him playing, being available as a forward target during that kind of contest. So, yeah, just something to think about too.
Another example. Yeah, no, Brian was torched. Yeah, Brian was torched by. Who was the backup?
It's going to be a long run. It's going to be a long way to go for him to come back. Let's be honest. It's not going to be quick. It's not going to be a quick thing. And there's no pressure either. I mean, you guys have been okay with having Blackiston. You beat Max Gorn. You did okay against Cherry. Like, have you guys played Sydney yet, Joe?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so like, cool. You might beat the 3 best key forwards. I'm sorry, key. My brain's not working. You might beat the best key ruckman, like in the league, just with Blackiston. So, yeah, there's no pressure. Right. Yeah, and Wright too. And Wright's the big difference too, because it means that there's not as much pressure. And if you're versing someone who Blackiston can't beat, then Wright kind of takes over. And I think that's been happening a little bit too. So, yeah, there's no pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play the rest of the season, to be honest. Barring major injury or something happening, I don't see him playing. There's no rush.
2 metros Petros. Love 2 metros Petros. He's very nice.
You make good chicken.
Marshall with the West Coast matchup right off the bat. We'll have to look at the injury report. If the injury report comes out saying, yes,
I don't know if I can trust
Tom DeConning has a broken back, then excellent.
If Tom DeConning's out for the season, okay. Then he becomes a viable option.
Yeah, if he's solo rucking, then yes, you bring him in.
Who else do they have? Can Caminiti? I don't know if Caminiti can ruck, but who else do they even have? Because they got rid of a couple.
Heath?
Of them, didn't they?
Well,
Heath plays for Melbourne.
Oh, he's moved to Melbourne now. That's right.
Yeah, like Heath plays for Melbourne. So, like, who do they have? Like, do they have some super sneaky like category B player that's hanging out? Like, really, who does St Kilda even have as secondary back? Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, who's going to help Marshall? Because King's not there. But
Marshall.
Who's going to just Marshall by himself? That's it.
I don't know, Keeler maybe, or who else?
Just Marshall. Oh well, Machito Owens used to do it all the time, but
Machito Owens, yeah.
I don't know if that's viable still.
He's unlikely to be ready.
Looking at their team sheets, key forward Mitch Owens, no. Keeler, maybe, no. James Barrett, no. Dodson, maybe Dodson comes in. I don't even know who these players are.
What did Marshall average last year without DeConning? 105.8. Yeah, pretty good for 400k. Very nice.
For a key. Not bad for a keeper forward.
Hey, well done, Moa Man Dan, South Australia.
Nice. Nice, love it, mate.
With all the Richmond players out, Grill should be a hold? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I want to see a bit more. Grill could easily get to 350k. Has tapered off a little bit, but you would think with the likes of Banks out potentially this week, and no Taranto might make a bit of a shuffle around as well. Grill should see a little bit more of the ball. Hold him potentially over like a Jagger Smith if you were considering about getting rid of both of them, I think. Or one or the other.
Yeah, if it's a 1 week injury, you have to hold.
Yes. Yeah, right now you do.
Andrew is the next step to Jackson.
There you go.
Okay. Very nice. Girl got a corky late. Oh, okay, fair enough. He's a young lad. He'll recover. It's fine. DeConning is out for what I was watching. No way he can't reach up above his head in the end. That's pretty bad. Next thing we're going to hear is an ice stream truck roll pass.
I have shut the window, so it's a little bit better. But when you live on the main street, what can you do, really?
Is the fixture helping teams like North and Melbourne? Well, of course it is.
Well, the fixture, you can only play who you can play, right? So,
Exactly.
like, every year, someone has to play West Coast and Richmond and Bombers and everyone twice. Like, next year it could be Geelong, God forbid. Could be Brisbane or it could be Sydney or one of the big teams. And it's like, oh, well, better jump on those players. So, yeah, just how the fixture goes.
Oh well, season over for team, but there is the Supercoach Cup starting this week, so let's go win weekly rather than overall.
I think the beautiful thing is, like, not that I've resigned myself to not being able to win, but having you guys around and thank you very much for always watching and things like that. Like, love that you guys take on the advice and the talking and the knowledge and kind of hanging out and things like that. It makes the season a lot better, considering where Joe and I are on the ladder at the moment. So, yeah. Supercoach Cup's coming up. I wouldn't even be advised to, if you guys want to do at some point, get a few people together and we'll do a couple of drafts, Joe, and just say, hey, like, let's do some Supercoach drafts and things like that for some fun. That kind of stuff. AFLW starting sometime. Yeah, so there's definitely stuff going on. We'll be here till the end of the season. We did the same thing last year and we'll be here every game of the season till now. So, yeah.
It's funny that both Hawks has been the same guy. It is pretty funny, actually. Sarong and Bazalenka. Could say Bazalenka. Sarong and Jagger to Anderson and Petrarca.
Yeah. I don't mind it. Petrarca's a little bit iffy for me at the moment. Like, I need to see a little bit more from him. Hopefully he has a good game against the Hawks. He is a little bit inflated compared to like a Pickett or somebody, but if you've already got those players, don't worry about it. I think he'll be fine. So, yeah.
Yeah, 30K difference between Petrarca and Pickett. And Petrarca's break-even's not that low either. It's 150. So you could wait a week on the track.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think last week was the week that he was going to go big and he didn't do it. So I doubt he's going to go big against the Hawks.
Which is ridiculous to me. Why did Petrarca not go big? Look at his stat line.
He got scaled down like a huge amount in the fourth quarter. I think he was heading into the fourth quarter on like 110 and then just kept getting scaled down. I think when he got off the field, like got back on the field from the bench, he was on like 93 or something. It was ridiculous. Like,
25 disposals.
Yeah, he kicked 3 goals.
Marks, 3 tackles, 3 goals won at 76 efficiency. Like, what?
Yeah, robbed, mate, robbed. Absolutely
Champion data clearly do not own. Champion data clearly do not own. I refuse to believe they say champion data has no favorites. Bish, please. So perplexed how the top 6 defenders will look come into the year. Does Parker drop taper off? Can Nass come back? How does Walkie fare? Worrell, Roberts, Ash, Whitfield, Clark. I know the top 6 defenders completely up for grabs. You're right. It's very interesting. Parrot. He can get in the bin. Unbelievable. You will trade him back in, and then you will get injured, guaranteed with Parrish, possibly.
Hope not. No one's trading him back in.
No, because of Silas in the side. True. He's got some help. Ron Marshall. Yes, indeed. If he is indeed out, then yes, Marshall at 400K presents immense value. Gorn break even now 185. I know, off the charts, but we already have him. Nothing we can do about it, Blue Iris. Jack Ross for mine with Taranto out. Jack Ross. How long was Taranto out for?
I don't know. He's been concussed, so he should be out for 2 weeks, depending on what the run's like. I spoke about Jack Ross a little bit in my team review. I don't mind the player, but it's just really left field. I don't know. How much is he going to get in terms of scoring? It's not for me. It's not for me. I'd be more confident picking a Rochelle or someone else, to be honest. But yeah.
I'm just looking at games where he's had at least 50% CBAs. 14 of them. He's averaged 93.4. Not bad. Ross. Is you any related to Mike Ross? 436k. I'm not spending 436.
What a team.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not paying 436k for a mid price so that I'm going to trade later. Callahan's one is great indeed. Oliver's in good shape. Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm sad that I traded him. It's happened. Like, I'm over it now. But yeah, it was a good player and a pick for a reason. Just what happened.
All right, guys, we just noticed we're going to pick up the pace because it's 10:30 and we're still very far behind on these questions.
And we still have work tomorrow.
I know. With the dog's injuries, does Jacques get a more important role?
We'll see.
They got injuries last week mid-game and he didn't get an important role. So I'm not entirely sure if he will. Oliver and Zerha or Merritt and Sardis?
Oh, I wouldn't be touching Zerha. I think Zerha is going to be a trade out. Like, he's going to be a quick cash jump. But this week he could be put forward again. I think Parker's a little bit different, being 500k and starting him at the start of the season and things like that. But there's no way I can advocate for you guys to pick Zerha. It is, in my opinion, it's just not going to work out well for you. Please don't do it. If it does, then fantastic. But not for me.
Yeah, option 2 for sure. That's what's so popular. Get your pun up. Did Rechko pick up an injury? A lot of Tigers got. I think Rechko is.
Yeah, it would be great. Yeah, 2 more weeks, and then we pick him in. Well, 1 more week, and we'll put him in our teams.
I'm going to trade Drago this week. This break even thought it was time. Yeah, exactly right. Don't fall in love with your players. No, nah, unlikely. Unlikely. Bombers are the Kardashians. Jesus. All right, we'll take it. Jacques with a break in 49. Feel like he can make that back at Marvel.
Yeah,
who else do you trade out?
Yeah, it's more about him just losing the role. Like, his scoring potential is definitely there, but Selwood doing better has been a result, I think, of Jake's just maybe not getting as much of the ball. Yeah, it's a weird situation.
I'm in town for the game. Get on Thursday for the Dogs. I was going back to Tigers and Melbourne. Oh, all the games, Mark. Love it.
Nice.
Too many Lions mids to feed.
And that's why Dunkley's fallen off a cliff, and I think that's why I'm a little bit hesitant with picking up McCluggage. Yes, he's had the proven scoring in the past and stuff, but like they can't even have 2 or 3 guys that are going over 100 some weeks in that midfield. It's really, really, really tough. Yeah, I don't know. He'll need to be super cheap.
The extra Saul and Mark. Okay, there you go. Interesting. Welcome, Tommy, mate. It's good to see you. Cluggage need a couple more games. Yeah, I think so. Why do you think Dunkley's scoring so poorly? I mean, yeah, there you go. Just answer that question.
Yeah, too many mouths to feed. And Dunkley's got the same thing as Jordan Dawson too, where because he can do a few different roles, he gets stuck doing a few different roles. So if they need to tag someone, if they need to do this or do that, then that's what Dunkley, like that's what happens to Dunkley. So he'll always get the run with role. Lockie Neal won't. The Cluggage won't. The Ashcroft boys won't. It'll always be him. So that's why he's really fallen off a cliff a bit since Ashcroft got drafted, to be honest.
Mark trading an injured player that will drop in price when he does come back? Maybe. Rail will be a better option? Possibly. Oh, yeah. Slam! Good to see you, mate. Traded Parrish to Bond 2 weeks ago. Do I trade Parrish back in now? The second you do, we'll start to lose, Slam. I know you're a diehard Bomber fan like me. Don't ruin a good thing. Leave Parrish alone. Let him just keep playing freely. 6-7 is so weird. I have no idea why 6-7 has taken off. Suitcase is the best. Oh, I'm 100% bringing in the suitcase. Mark is chasing points. Andrew's 141 was great. It was great, but yes, Those points are long gone. You reckon Heaney might come back down? Heaney is an angel. He will never touch the ground.
Heaney's very good. And there's no Goulden stealing his points from the midfield either. So who else do they have to push the ball forward? And when he's not in the forward, like he is top. We all would have started him. If he wasn't injured round 1, we would have started him, to be honest. He's so good.
Indeed. Round 14 is actually my worst for buys. Round 14? Remind me, round 14? Collingwood, Carlton, Freo, and Hawks. Really? That's your worst? Gee, woohoo review. You're on fire, mate.
Doing well.
Hey, Shauno. Anytime. Thank you very much, mate. Much love. Much appreciated. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. You know you want to. It's free, and free is good. Considering no buy round is more than 4 teams. Yeah,
I think so too. Plus MSD as well. Mid-season draft, you'll be fine.
Sports Nuts, they lad 6.2k. Very nice.
Nice, great work, mate.
Thoughts on Sardis? Yeah, I reckon he's a good get if you have the trades. Freo, my team, we have tallest player Mason Cox and shortest being Dudley.
It's so funny.
Oh, how funny would it be though if Mason Cox was the shortest? If Mason Cox is Cox. Dacos came out with forward play during preseason. Ooh, excellent. Wow. He's going to be lined up on Andy McGrath. I got Angry Anderson last week. It's easy. Killed me last week because I have no loop. Left good scores on the bench cause no loop. Not going early on Rechko, so dead rookie makes sense to me. Or you went early on Angry. Why not go early on Rechko?
Yeah, I look, loops are done. Just pick rookie roulette, man. Come 5 weeks when you're desperate to have an upgrade target and you've got trades and you have to spend Lombard to make 50k on whichever rookie's the next rookie in the forward line. You're going to be desperate for these picks. So just it's going to happen, and I think it's going to happen quicker than what we thought.
Yes. Bringing in Rochelle Oliver. Okay, Mark, how you doing? Bringing in Rochelle Oliver and Anderson for Bruin, Sarong, and Smith.
Nice. Do it.
Look, yeah, Bruin was never going to be a keeper. He will probably bounce back. But if it enables you to get a primo, then go for it. Not my parents. They got 50%. They were more than happy. Excellent. Hey, boys. Placey. You had a solid week. Score 22-47. Excellent.
Congrats,
well done.
Mate. Nice work.
Yes, King Sardis is a pick. I agree. Also, you think we're a chance this week? I feel like we're playing a lot better footy than a few weeks. Yeah, absolutely. We're a massive chance. I think we're in it up to our eyeballs, mate. We'll see how we go. Worrell or Clark?
I would go Clark. I think he's still a little bit cheap. Who are they playing this week? Freo. 1 second. Playing Carlton at home. I think Clark's really good. I think Worrell is probably a must-have regardless. Like getting both is really good. But Clark has a 61 break-even due to his 150. So he'll jump up again in price, whereas Worrell's probably around his scoring potential. I think from memory, I was just looking at him before. Break-even of 129 for Worrell. So you could almost wait a week on Worrell, grab Clark this week, and then Worrell next week. I don't think Worrell goes higher than a 129.
You know anything about Worrell's at round 12 as well?
Yeah, but round 12 in the back line, who cares?
Yeah. Look, Clark is a piece of crap who's going to give you the biggest roller coaster ride.
Clark's a great player, Joe.
No. He's gonna make you sick and vomit all over yourself because the guy is the biggest, most craziest roller coaster in the world. You have to be
good AFL player, Clark.
You have to make sure that you've got no high blood pressure and that you are over 180 centimeters. Otherwise, you're not allowed to ride this ride. He is very, very difficult to ride.
Oh, so I'm okay then.
Keep your hands, feet, and objects inside the vehicle at all times. Jackson will smash Reedy this week. 100% he will. Either that or boost Kirch out and go both Zerha and Sardis.
No, I think Kirch will be fine. Keep McKercher until the buys. You've purchased him now. Upgrade your rookies. Don't trade out McKercher when you can. It's not worth it.
Travis, 2040. I really was sleeping, dreaming of Nakos School. Then I woke up, Zizzy was playing. Then I put
Yeah,
Bailey
it's
as my
rough,
VC.
man.
Oh, no. That's rough, bro. That's rough. Nothing much you can do about that, unfortunately.
It
That's
sucks,
what Houston
bro.
did to me. Sucked me right at 100%. Trade this week, Royal, Angry, and Sardis for Sarong, Barbecue, and Lombard. Or Clark, Angry, and Sardis for Sarong, Jagger, and Barbecue.
Yeah, I wouldn't be trading Lombard. The only problem with Lombard is there's not enough money in the pick for him to go, I think. Like, if you're going to grab a forward rookie, okay. If you don't have to spend much on doing it, sure. But it just feels like there's not enough money in the pick. He hasn't made enough money. I'm desperately waiting for that spike game to come for Lombard. Same with the Doverston too, but it feels even worse. Yeah, just don't do it.
Who is Barbecue in this?
Grill.
Ah, thank you. Out Jacques and Grill in Sardis and Anderson. Of course, not Nando's. Only Mark Lavelle is trading in Nando's this week. I don't know. Grill still got money to make, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's still got position.
Oh, 53 break even. It's pretty close to max out.
Yeah, but like he scored a 60. The guy can easily pop out a 90. Like Jagger Smith hasn't scored more than that in the last like 4 games.
He could pump out a 90, but it's only happened once.
Yeah, but he's playing defender in a bad team versus Melbourne. Like you'd assume that the potential for scoring, especially if Banks not in the team, is better than some other players.
North Queensland Universe, social game. Yeah, true. Joe, you and Big Joe should have a kicking contest on the Oval. Moving on. I can't help it. I'm a math head. Good. That's one letter from standing off. You are a meth head, is what you're supposed to say. What's wrong with being a part head? Okay, that's pretty funny, Simi. I like it. Cozzy or Whitfield or Rao? Whitfield.
Yeah, probably want him and Cozzy at some point. So either all this week and then grab the other one the next week, maybe.
I need Cozzy.
I really like Whitfield. I'm upset I got Naz. I'm upset I got Naz over Whitfield, to be honest. It's stuffed me around again. Just doing stupid stuff. What can you do?
I really want Pickett this week. He's got Richmond. He's going to go bonkers. Is it silly to trade Bruin this week? Not if it allows you to get a top of liner.
Nah, I think he still has some money to make. Right, Tanner Bruin's still got some money to make, but probably not enough for you to care too much. Like if he gets to 410K, all right, do you really care if you've got another upgrade in your team? Probably not.
Damn, Pickett's too expensive. Carlton best game will come when they play Essendon. Probably. Yeah, I know. I love Cozzy. There's 2 games that are really easy. Our disposal is shocking, guys, and we're trying to play a game plan that needs good disposal, so we turn it over a lot. Yeah, it's tough work, mate. Ex-players such as Schwartz, Frawley, I would say many hundreds. Go watch the footy from the 70s and listen to the commentators when a player gets knocked out. Oh, okay. Will do. Rowell or Merritt? I like Merritt more.
Yeah, I like Merritt too. Rowell's going to share the ball way too much across like 4 different players, whereas it's Merritt show all day.
And Merritt is the embodiment of consistency. Selfish. He is a snake, but I think the kids. I think the kids are turning him around. I think he's seeing how much good young talent is on the side, and it's slowly convincing him, hey, look, there actually might be a future here. I mean, look at him. In terms of consistency, he's basically had like 6 years, 8 years of 110 plus, basically. So
yeah, he'll be a top player for the year, no doubt. Which is why he was a great pickup at that price, starting to start of the season, but just didn't do it.
Lockie, it's my first time playing Supercoach this season around the 2K mark.
Congratulations, Lockie. You're doing very, very well, mate.
Be happy.
Downgrading the 2 players to rookies. Yes. It's got a double downgrade. Trading
Yep.
2 rookies, trading in 2 rookies on the bubble. It's called a double downgrade.
Yeah.
And if you're in a good position,
week.
yeah, you just bank the money for next week, 100%. Well done, Lockie. Good stuff, mate. Also going Jagger, Sarong, and Robertson to merit Sardis and Anderson.
You can just make sure that you've got enough trades to finish your team. That's my only issue with it. I'm a little bit hairy at the moment. Might not be able to do that. I particularly don't want to spend a boost on Elijah Sardis making 100K. But if you've got enough trades and boosts and things like that, I think it's more than okay.
All right, Kobe. See you tomorrow in the members stream.
See you, mate.
Yes. If you're tired, imagine us, mate.
Yeah, we've been talking for 3 hours.
Vossi was talking to Elijah half-time. Everyone knew he was cooked. He had a test for an element.
That's what I'm saying. Like they all knew something was wrong. They just didn't give a shit. And then now they're like, oh, welfare, blah, blah. Yeah, good luck, mate.
How could he smell like alcohol at the game, at the ground, and none of the teammates smell him?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Joe. I'm telling you.
Grill, Marshall, Puckin los dos. True. Grill may be a test this week to play. Watch that space in the last 10 minutes. Spent the last 11 minutes on the bench with the corky. All right. Thank you. From my CBA, St Kilda had 14. No continuity at St Kilda. They just don't know what they're doing. Here's one for you. Kirch to Seagull Ryan. Absolutely not.
No.
He's also a burn man, Ryan.
Yeah, that's a no from me.
I wanted Sardis this week, but his price doesn't work with my plans in the next couple of weeks. Well done, Jamie. Forecasting is a very important trait and skill to have.
1,000%.
When Redmond comes back in 3 weeks, will Merritt move back to mids and Sardis gets dropped for low tog? Well,
I don't think Brad Scott is going to drop something good that's working, to be honest. If the team's working and stuff, someone else will make way for it.
Well, hopefully by then, even if he is dropped, he would have made us 100K. We just want him to score 100 this week. If he does, then he's on track for 100K. Because if he goes 100 this week and 58 the following, that's 100K. So that's not too bad. Exactly. Do we think Sarong and Jagger are trade outs?
I think Sarong's got a little bit to go. I don't know what happened with him. I think Jagger's had like 3 or 4 weeks of bad scoring though, so I'm a little bit more inclined to say Jagger's probably a trade out than Sarong. Because he's just getting dicked around. Like it's like saying, oh, trade Tanner Bruin because he had a bad game. Well, the ball was never in the back line, so cool. Like, of course he's had a bad game. Versus some other players. So I'd be wanting to see what from Sarong before I make that decision. This is a Jagger where I'm just like, I'm kind of over Carlton.
Scored 48, couldn't hit 50, but he'll turn it around because he had a bad game. Jake, Whitfield versus Clark versus Cozzy versus Horny Boy. I think Whitfield and Cozzy are at the top. Whitfield and Cozzy, followed by Clark, followed by the Horny one.
Yeah, cool. Done.
Do you think Himes gets DPP? Because I really want Worrell as my last defender spot. But if Himes goes back, then I'd rather get another mid or forward. I think he's on track, isn't he? Based on this last couple of weeks.
I'm not sure. Code Sports hasn't put out a thing, so you'd need to go check like Wheelio or something. But it's not a question for now. Like, just wait. Round 12 will come quick enough.
His CBAs in the last 2 weeks have dropped to 0% and 19%.
Yeah, he's been playing backline, but it's a lot harder to remember as well, guys. It's a lot harder to get round 12 DPP if you've played the entire season than it is to get it in round 6. It's so much harder because it's across all of his games, not just he started playing it now, you know?
Yep. Yeah, McInerney is great. For sure, he's a very good value option. If Sardis repeats his yo-yo crap from last year, the mental pain will be off the scale. Not doing it. Fair share. For sure. Jack, previous score, 67. Going to 67. 50, 80K. Thinking of keeping him a bit longer. Yeah, sure. No worries, Michael. Good call.
He's just a good downgrade option. Like him plus a Tanner Bruin, if you go Anderson, get you like an actual player. So he's a really good price to position and someone to drop, especially if you're getting a defender primo, because it's just like, well, you just swap to the guy from the defense, you know.
Who would you rather trade out, Jacques or Sarong?
Oh, Jake's 100%. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. 100%.
My FL fantasy got back on track.
Ooh, nice. Nice work.
Easy. Insane. Love you, Mars. I was 120K after round 1. Never give up. Into the top 30K now.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's all just about trading and not doing stupid stuff like what I do sometimes. Making sure that the trades you bring in are actually good players too. Guys who aren't going to get tagged in weeks and stuff like that makes a huge difference. To think as well, the difference between 120 and 120 and like 30K is probably only 300 points, maybe. It's pretty easy to make back up. Congratulations, mate. You're smashing it.
Is Worrell top 6? I think he has the capacity to be.
Yes, if not top 8. The way he's going, if he's averaging 100, he'll be around the top 8 mark, which is fine.
Michael, looking ahead, round 9 might be a busy week. Bont, McCluggage, and potentially 2 forwards. Cash cow coming back from injury in the bubble. We have the last mid-season buy, so good cover.
That's it, mate. Bit of planning ahead for those people that still have boosts.
Planning to get Worrell and Callahan in for Coach and Houston, then downgrade Sarong to Angry Bird. Worrell and Callahan for Coach and Houston.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Best.
Not the best, but yeah. Worrell's top 6, you reckon? Worrell top 6, very cool.
Nice.
I thought Taliban was, he's not. Do like Jagger and Sarong to track and Anderson.
Yeah. A little bit, as I said before, maybe Petrarca's not the one to bring in this week, break even of 150. So he will drop in price. If there's someone else on your list who you want instead, maybe like a Pickett place if you don't have him, I would be doing that instead.
Yeah. Trade outs, Carroll, Sarong, Jagger, or Jacques in order. Carroll hasn't made much cash, slow burn. I thought the others could have a spike. Okay, so this is your call. You reckon Carroll is the number 1 trade target out?
Oh, yeah. He'll be close. Oh, no, he's playing West Coast.
21 break even.
Don't know.
He'll make 100K after this week, and then I'll feel happy trading him. Clark's has the most consistent 40-point first quarter.
Yeah,
I know.
Or 60 points. Or 60 or 70
stupid.
point. Or 60 or 70 point first halves, mate. And then just falls off a cliff. Luke Ryan decides, I need some stats, and then takes all the kick-ins and gets all the marks and stuff. And poof, that's it.
Indeed. Carroll, Jagger, Sarong. In that order.
Nah, Carroll's fine. There's no defenders to bring in. If you didn't get Perez last week, there's no defenders. So just keep him. He's going to make you a little bit more money.
Well, you can get a midfielder because he's got DPP.
Yeah, I guess so. You have to have the midfielder going back, though, I guess.
Jaeger, Hanlon, Davis. I'm currently ranked 229.
Nice. Congratulations, mate.
Is training for Dunkley worth it? Has had an interrupted preseason and feel like it'll be better for the run.
No, I wouldn't do it, mate. As we were saying before, Josh Dunkley gets all the shit jobs, and that's why his scoring hasn't been great. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's fitness. I think it's more. Like they're not using Lockie Neal to tag. They're not using the Ashcroft boys to tag. They're not using McCluggage to tag when he's fit and up and about. It's always Josh Dunkley. He always gets the shit run with jobs. I remember a year where him and Neal were around the same price, and I went Dunkley and then just hated it because he's always getting close to 80s. and Neil goes massive because they actually want the ball in his hands. So I wouldn't be touching Dunkley. Yeah, I wouldn't be going there, to be honest. Really.
Dunkley tends to have a streak of games where he just goes hot. Maybe wait for him to finally have one good game because he hasn't really had any good games up until this point.
Shit.
Yeah, as soon as he had one good game, you can anticipate. All right, he might be turning it around here, and then look to bring him in. Then,
Yeah.
at this point in time, you're just blindly hoping for a turnaround.
As Simulator says, feels like a season killer. If you bring in Dunkley, he's going to be the wrong type of pod for you to bring in. Get your top line guys, get your guys that are autos in their top of their positions. Don't get someone like Dunkley. People went Matt Rowell yesterday at 440, not yesterday, last year at 440k, and that worked because it's Matt Rowell. But Dunkley, I can see him getting to 400k, to be honest. I don't know if he averages 95 this year, just for the way that the Brisbane teams is. Yeah, I don't know. Grill, Cash Gen, and then the top line guys. There you go. Don't know if I should get Zerrett, Oliver, and Wilkie. Probably not Wilkie. I would grab Merritt or Oliver. Oliver does play North, and then he plays a couple of really easy teams after that. So, and he's not going to get the tag as well, which is fantastic. So either him or Merritt. Maybe you can go Merritt just because he's going to be 600k next week if you don't get him. So maybe Merritt's the way to go. Yeah, Joe? Merritt?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's finish this off, guys. Alan, how's it going, Alan? Need your help sitting 550th. Nice work. Trading Brayshaw for Track, Bruin for Sardis, and upgrading Strong Sahu. Roberts, Whitfield, Ash. I like Whitfield. And it's nice to load up. Nice to load up on these round 13 buy players. Yeah, he's got a good fixture coming up.
Agreed. Jagger, Sarong, Dev Rob, Dunkley, Pickett, Anderson. No, not Dunkley. He said that. Pickett, yes, great. Anderson, yes, great. Not Dunkley, though. Dunkley, instead of Dunkley, if the news is that the Sonic is out for a long time, you can get in, of course, the GOAT, Rowan Marshall. If is that. Big news, change, taking your advice. Cozzy, Sardis, Anderson, love it.
There you go, Mark.
Love it. Is it worth buying Worrell next week at around 495? Next week is my last defensive spot. I mean, you could just keep Holmes in the midfield. The way Holmes is scoring, he's scoring incredibly well.
Yeah. I wouldn't be not getting Worrell as a last upgrade to wait for Holmes DPP. It's not going to happen.
How much is Worrell? 507. That's still quite cheap.
Plus it's got a higher break even, but
might be someone I trade in next week as well because I don't really have a lot of things.
Yeah, I think that might be me.
I made so many mistakes. I'm up 100%. Jamie, we're all aboard
me
that
too,
same
Jamie.
experience.
Me too this year. It's been shocking, mate.
Well, generally think in a couple of weeks we'll be trading Sharpie. 100. I agree. That's what we'll be doing. Murdoch only missed DPP due to not playing enough games. Are you thinking about putting him in the 4-line round 12? Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It depends. It depends, right? He's either a cash cow, DPP, or could be a beautiful player to swing between both lines as kind of that coverage player.
Going a double downgrade this week. I have 4 consecutive one. Oh, excellent, Flash. Excellent.
Nice, perfect.
Good to see you, Akka. Happy. Yes, please tell us who is your pod, mate. Thanks for the chat times. On your Simi, have a good night, mate.
Catch you, mate.
Good option. I mean, Track is always a good option, but
high break even, mate.
150 though. So, and he's got the Hawks. Is he going to go big on the Hawks at UTAS down in Tassie, or is he going to more than likely score beneath that and drop in price? So, yeah, you can afford to go elsewhere. 571k, he'll drop in price. Okay, guys, that is that. We finally caught up to all the comments. 2 hours and 54 minutes. Thank you once again for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure, as always. Hopefully, we managed to answer all of your questions, shed some light, give you our opinion, and also brought you some enjoyment and entertainment. We'd greatly appreciate it if you liked the stream. Obviously, helps us with the algorithm, helps YouTube to determine that it is indeed good content, and will then encourage it to be showed to other people. The more people we have, the more people we reach, the bigger the community, the bigger the fun, the bigger the banter, and bigger is better, right?
That's it, mate. As well, going to be live streaming tomorrow night. Members stream at 8 o'clock. Drive home at 5:30 on Thursday. Final teams on Friday at 5:30 as well. I'll try and put out a trades video. Joe's still got to put out his team review as well. We'll wait and see what happens with that. And if you guys want to stick around till right at the end, all you new members that have joined, even Tommy, I've chucked you guys into the outro members. So finally. There you go. Your name's finally up on the screen. Apologies for it taking a long time, but it is now there. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be really good.
Peace out. 8-10.
So many members, guys. If you want to be a member, $5 gets you exclusive access to us on Tuesdays, access to the community team, and just a lot of fun. So jump in there if that's something you're interested in. No pressure or anything like that. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're not a member, we'll see you on Thursday. Because here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work, so you guys don't have to.